Okay, so we're gonna play How the fuck do I make my computer not suck? Like, I open OBS and my kernel starts immediately using 140% of my CPU. I don't know why OBS is using 140% of my CPU because or of my kernel. Like, my kernel is using 140% of my CPU because that doesn't make any goddamn sense. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove our video sources. This is like live debugging in action of like, how the fuck do you live stream? Because this is low rent radio, and I'm like at a loss. If I remove my let's can we turn off sound? Like, is sound a thing? Yeah, well, I have multiple CPUs. So I've got 4 CPUs, and top in OS X reports as like percentage of one CPU. So let's go. Oh, did I just crash something? Nope, my settings just went away. Video killed the radio. Okay, so now I have no game. I have one browser source. All right, so let's try changing my sound settings, maybe. I'm now I've removed live stream alerts, so I've got no live stream alerts. I've literally got one browser source for the chat, and OBS is using 123% of my CPU, and my kernel is using 100% of my CPU. This is not exactly a sensible thing. I don't know what to do. I know, but I can't. It took me an hour and a half to set this up. I cannot just change to your laptop. Alright, let's turn off the sound. Yeah, look at that chat kicking ass. That's right. Like, why did this not happen when I was testing it for like an hour? We got no sound. We got no nothing. I can't play Agario. I can't even open a goddamn browser. I mean, you can see, but I'm trying to figure out how to make the stream not be choppy as all fuck. And it's not. Okay, so I'm gonna try one more thing. I mean, it's 100% CPU is 100% of one CPU, and your CPU has multiple cores, so when it's using multiple cores, it will report it as more than 100% CPU. Okay. Yes, there is no game. I'm not playing a game. I'm not, like, running. Like, I can close the emulator, like, and it won't matter. So I'm going to close the emulator. Yes. Stop emulation. Yes. Okay, so now my emulator is closed, and OBS is still using 250% of my CPU effectively to do nothing. There is nothing, there's nothing. There's nothing going on. It's just streaming. Okay, I guess I can hide the browser source. There we go. Now it's literally, like, it's using 200% of my 150% of my CPU to do nothing. So, yeah, that's great. Thanks, computer. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and add a video source and make myself on screen again. All right, try this. I got no chat. I got no nothing. I'm gonna make this as small as I can. Okay, now we're looking good. Okay, maybe. Am I like less choppy? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Turn on a light. You're scared. Oh no, it's dark. Okay, so do I look a little bit like less choppy now? Is that like a thing? Because now my kernel's only using 30%. When I had a blank screen, it was using 130%. So what is that all about? If I turn the browser source back on, does it like go to shit again? No, everything looks fine. Okay. So now if I like reopen EMU, aside from that vile mustache, I know the mustache needs to go away. Okay, now kernel task is like abusing things again. So let's close that real quick. Let's see if it goes back down. What is my kernel doing? Why does it use 0% some of the time and 100% the rest? Like, this doesn't make sense. I can't. There's no twirling. I'm smooth as silk. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Okay, so I was going to ask people what they thought about the mustache, and I guess that I know the mustache cannot stay. It is not allowed. It must die. Yes, I will. I will pick up where I left off. All right. Now I'm assuming that I'm like choppy as fuck again. I mean, woo! So I guess maybe just like OpenEMU is using too much of my kernel. Okay, so let's quickly change some of these settings. I don't know, Saber? Not choppy? Okay. It's like on the verge of choppy. I'm just trying to figure out if there's like a good option in OBS that uses less CPU. Or not OBS, in OpenEMU. Because I think what's going on here is I got too many things going. Like, I know you can't see that OpenEMU is running or hear it or anything else like that, even though I hear it in my ears. But like, I've got 3% of my CPU idle at the moment. So let's try this a little bit more. All right, first of all, let's. Oh my gosh, everything is so slow. Okay, so I'm gonna quit you while I'm working on a couple things here. Stop. Yes. Cancel. Okay, so now what do we got? Is this gonna go back down? I know this is really stupid debugging shit, but okay. So so yeah. So did oh yeah, so I was like, this morning I came in yesterday, like Heroes was announced on Wednesday, and this morning, yesterday, like there was a whole bunch of backlash against it. It has like 470,000 downvotes on YouTube, which is a lot. Okay, I'm actually gonna try and change my video settings real quick. So I'm going to break and come right back. It should take me about 30 seconds. Don't freak out. 30 seconds. I'll be back. Don't freak out. Okay, I hope that I am back. Google Chrome, you should not be using... Oh, I was gonna say you should not be using CPU, but that was apparently running my chat. The stream is not canceled! I will fucking murder you! Like, can you not listen to, like, 2 words I say for 2 seconds? It does not make it goddamn sense. Okay. So I think that I have OBS doing a thing. I don't know anything else that's going on. This is stupid. Why is this failing so hard? This should not be failing this hard. Like, you're not doing anything, computer. What is the kernel doing? Hey, Bunty King, how's it going? Okay. Trying to think. I cannot figure out what else I can do. This is ultra fast. There's like no faster setting in OBS that I can use. I don't have any other option there. And so I think that like choppy as fuck is going to be the answer that you're going to get from me. So don't curse. You're an idiot. All right, here we go. We're going to grab this. I'm going to pull chat back up. I'm going to add my game, and you're just going to live with choppy as fuck. Oh yeah, if you have not seen the Bunty Bits on Zoe Burger, it is brilliant. I will be choppy. Don't worry. Just wait. Here it comes. Okay. So right now I'm totally not choppy, right? Because I have 22% idle CPU. Now I'm going to open OpenEMU, at which point I will start to be I won't be quite choppy yet. That's okay. Then I will add a siphon inject game capture screen. Here we go. game capture, make a new one, launch siphon inject, which is already running, so launch siphon inject again. Tap on this, click inject. Okay, now this should be in my, nope, did that not work? Just a sec. I am working on all the things. There we go. Okay, now I'm getting choppy, I bet. I can see it. I can see it coming. How? What? Why? What? Why does nothing work? Nothing works. Okay. Just a second. Sorry. You like the evil laugh? Okay. Not much, little tiger. I'm just working on the stream. I attempted to test this new, well, new to me, old to me, new to people, whatever. This laptop for streaming before I set up, and I thought it was going to be okay, and I was wrong. I was wrong like a mofo. So I'm currently dealing with the fallout of that, which is that I basically spent an hour and a half setting up my stream in a way that cannot possibly work, which is kind of annoying and was stupid of me. So anyway, yeah, so I enjoyed the Bunty Bits on Zoe Burger. It was a pretty good match for how I feel about the whole situation, and worked pretty well. As far as everything else is going on, I'm currently at my father-in-law's house where we're staying for the weekend to do some, there we go. Now there's like 3 of them, of course. Because before there were none, so now there's 3. My computer is so slow and laggy, and come on, just like click on a box. There we go. Now we got a game. All right, we got a game. Ugh. Okay, so now, looking again. See? You people are like, you're not choppy. You're not choppy. You're not choppy. Oh yeah, no, you're choppy. Of course I'm freaking choppy. I'm not an idiot. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know that you can't see that I'm going to be choppy, but I can see it. I can see the future. You know what? You're... Okay, so here's the deal. You can listen to me, because my voice doesn't get choppy, and you can, like, you know, enjoy it, or you can not, and you can get out of here, and that is 100% fine. The choppiness is going to be there all night long, because I have 0% CPU left over. I have no idea why. It is because computers are terrible things, and there's nothing you can do. I'm going to turn the game sound back on, and I'm going to keep fucking playing and just talking all night long. I know it looks choppy. There's nothing I can do about it. So, now that you got that, I told you it was going to be choppy. You guys are sitting here telling me I'm an idiot when I'm not an idiot. I have a pretty good idea of what things are, how computers work. I know it. I'm perfectly fine. I'm playing the game. You can watch or not. All there is to it. Yeah, so, you do have a juicy-ass Bunty King. I would grab that ass any day. Okay, so, I think that covers Heroes. Does anyone have any questions about Heroes that I didn't answer? Take care, Max Doloff. Have a great night. Are you guys getting at least, like, 1 frame every, you know, minute or so? That's the real question I need to know the answer to. For the record, Bunty, if you are, remember when you were having issues with the Division, and we kept being like, I don't know what's going on, it's terrible. It turns out that, it's the same. It's the same for me. Yeah, I can get rid of my face, it won't really help you. I can be like, goodbye, face! You don't need to see me. Now you can't see me, and the game is still gonna be... There we go. Anyway, yeah, so this level choppiness is what we saw during the Division, I expect. The encoding overloaded warning is real. Oops. Justin, don't be a dick. You're saying I'm dumb. I'm Doom? You're saying I'm Doom. I've played Doom before. Not sure I am Doom. It's not OBS. I'm playing on a shit laptop. So this is not an OBS issue, but it is rather an issue that my computer is entirely too slow to be streaming, apparently. I thought it was going to be okay, but it's not. It's not. So, I don't know. I guess the other thing that I could do would be... I could try one more thing. Okay, I'm going to try one more thing. I have to stop it again to try it. Okay, so we're gonna see if this works any better. I'm going into super low rent mode, and we'll see if that's any better. Okay. Objection! Hello, Phoenix Wright. Alright. I'm sort of streaming. You can see like a game, and you can see like some chat stuff on the left, and it's all good so far. We're not terrible. We're not living in a dream world. I think we're gonna get there, but maybe it's a little bit better. Okay. So real 480p all the way through, man. That's all there is to it. It's still a little bit bad, I think, but it's gonna be way better. So let's flop out here. Okay. So now I seem to have actual idle CPU cycles. I seem to be like everything is going okay. So I guess that's what I got. And you can't see a mustache. An unqualified success. That's right. I got everything like the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so now we got that. YouTube Heroes, universally good program, delivered in a universally terrible way. Most people who think things about it are just wrong. Those who think things about it that are not just wrong are don't trust YouTube, and you cannot trust YouTube. It is 100% fine to do so, and I can't even blame you. All I can say is we try our best, and we do a pretty damn good job, relatively speaking. So, as far as... Oh no! God damn it. Yeah, Phoenix Wright. I usually like to have like the chat up and like my face cam up and other things like that. So I like to go with the 720p. Another thing is that 720p on YouTube means that you actually get a bitrate which is slightly higher. For this game, it doesn't matter so much. I've noticed it a lot for Sega games that have moving backgrounds, that you'll get a lot of you know, artifacting on the low res 480p transcodes, but. Okay, I can do that. Just a sec. Pause. Make this go away, and make this bigger. Not worth the effort. And there we go. Now we just got a game. It's gonna be low rent streaming. Crap. For the record, I have no alerts. I have no anything else like that set up as a result of all of the moving around and shitting about I did. So, yeah, the stream froze. Anyway, yeah. So Jess, have we gone to Fun World together, Jess? I don't feel like we have. I don't know, though. I could be wrong. Okay, stream didn't freeze. Fine. Someone else is wrong. Is it just... Am I so out of touch? No. It's the children who are wrong. Alright, so I know there's a 10-cent coin here and a 20-cent coin here. So I'm going to go there. 10-cent here. This is a star, so... Nope. There we go. And you're a star. You're a star, kid! A shooting star! The stream isn't working? Yeah, so I think what's happened here is that Phoenix Wright is probably on a device that didn't... yeah, so Phoenix Wright, go to my channel. Well, someone tell him to go to my channel and click on the new live stream or send the current link. He got stuck on a client that didn't update when my stream was offline for a bit, and my video ID must have changed. So either he followed a link from Twitter or whatever else like that. So send if you are a mod, send a link to the current stream that you're on. Sorry, I'm dying a lot in part because I'm like trying to debug the stream at the same time as everything else, not because I'm quite this terrible. Okay. Yeah, Primetime. Primetime I'm excited about, but I'm a little bit like, I don't get it. I mean, I sort of get it, right? Primetime is a YouTube, is a gaming TV show. It happens to be hosted on YouTube. It happens to include people who create content on YouTube. But other than that, it's just a TV show. So I guess YouTube is getting involved in the creation of a gaming TV show that's going to be hosted on the internet. And that's actually a pretty cool thing because I'm not actually aware of any other kind of TV show-like content that's... I mean, it seems to me like they're selling it as TV-like content, right? And I'm not aware of any other TV-like content that's being done on a web platform like that, so... So I think it's a cool step in an interesting direction, right? Like YouTube as, I mean, it's basically, as far as I think of it, not entirely dissimilar to YouTube Red Originals as far as like new thing that YouTube is trying. Obviously, it's not subscription only, which is better for people who are unable to subscribe to YouTube Red content. Yeah. I think it's great that they're taking like a mix of different creators. I'm interested to see who the final creators that they've picked are. Because there's like a lineup image that they keep showing, and like there's grayed out profiles of like these groups of creators. So I'm interested to figure out who's like next. Oh god. Pro tip, they didn't select you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got, I think that there's a lot of us who would be really bad at this, right? So, you know, looking through some of the creators who are really kind of the YouTube gaming, you know, creators who kind of started with YouTube gaming and are big enough to have demonstrated a reasonable audience. I think that you know, you've got to look at people who have a general mass market kind of TV appeal, right? So you got to look at people who have energy. You have to look at people who are broadcasters who've demonstrated some kind of, you know, general proficiency with engaging it with an audience. And so I think that looking at the you know, they pulled One Shot Girl from you know, the people that I know best and have actually met. And I think that that's a pretty good match, because I think that Julie is, you know, pretty solid on building an audience, pretty solid on kind of engaging in a particular way. So that's cool, Super Naked. Why aren't you showing your face? Wolf Gamer, I actually probably could show my face at this point, but it's a long story. So... I can't... What do I... I'm trapped. There we go. Like, I would be a terrible Super Mario Maker player, you can tell. But yeah, so Julie is great at all the things that I would think you would want a host on a, like, G4. Like, I'm thinking of this like Attack of the Show, right? Like, this is, in my mind, like a live version of something like Attack of the Show. I don't know what they're actually going to do with the content or what they're going to do with anything else like that. But take care, Bunty King. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry, I've been, like, debugging my stream the whole time, but... But yeah, so like a good mix of that. And there's a couple other creators I could think of, like, fitting into that mold, kind of high energy, high engagement creators. I think that she's a really good pick. As far as and obviously, like, MatPat has been really, like, a good, you know, I've seen him at VidCon a couple times. I've seen him, like, he was on the creator stage. I would think that, you know, that he's also a good fit insofar as, like, high energy, high engagement, kind of generally applicable to wide audiences. Obviously, you know, this is why I would never be appropriate for a wide distribution TV show, is because I'm not interesting to a broad audience. My personality is not, my content, my delivery, everything else like that is not. It was kind of funny because I was at the Video Infrastructure Summit in Chicago, and you know, they were making jokes about how you know, it's weird that all of us people who work on YouTube don't really know how TV or video or whatever is made, and that the you know, no one in this room is really qualified to be an actor. And they called out me as someone who would be qualified to be an actor, and I'm like, no, I'm a terrible actor. Like, I can't fake anything. I show all of my anger. I show all of everything. Like, that would not be the job for me. I'm a good talker, which is why I have a perfect face for radio. So, there we go. Like a bunny or an Ewok. Yeah, I know, Super Naked, but I'm still I'm just not very good at this game, so that's all. See, now, like, OBS is using, like, literally almost none of my CPU. Like, I'm 82% of my CPU is idle, so I don't know. I guess the answer is just that this computer can't cope with 720p. But I can bring the mustache back. I think that's what that means. So let's do that. Let's just make everyone unhappy. So we're gonna bring the mustache back. Yep, that's right. Here it comes. Here comes the mustache. All right. Well, why is that so... Oh, right. That's so big because it's a 480p. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to hide myself in the corner. Mustache took 2 cores to render. No, I think mustache is good. Howdy, howdy. How's it going? Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. You like that mustache. You know you do. This is, just to be clear, this is like a 7-day mustache that you got going on right here. So, but yeah, so the explanation for the mustache, just for those of you who weren't here earlier, the mustache is a side effect of, I went to Chicago, so I visited my mom and my brothers on Saturday. I met up with a bunch of... Oh, Raining Ravens, I'm sorry, you asked and I was all distracted. The meetup went great. I met up with a bunch of YouTube gaming streamers on Saturday or Sunday at Galloping Ghost Arcade. Some of you may have caught some of the streams from that. Then I went to a offsite for 3 days where I did not bring a razor. So I worked out of the Chicago office on Monday, and then we had like meetings all day on Tuesday and Wednesday. I got back on Thursday, and I was like just too lazy to sit down and shave. But my sideburns, when they get all grown out, like they itch, and so I wanted to get rid of the sideburns, and I did. But when I got rid of the sideburns, of course, I am left with, you know, this is what I get. So all of the easy things to shave got shaved, and the hard thing to shave did not get shaved. And so that's what you get left with the mustache. You can't unsee that. Slim Gamer Man, you have a face for radio is a common joke. It's a reference that I would have, that I have no, you know, visual presence, which given the mustache at the moment is absolutely true, so. I have never had the problem of dropping down my phone in the toilet, but I typically sit down to pee so that I can, you know, make sure that I can read Twitter more effectively because I can use both hands. That's all there is to it. I mean, the streams are both still on my channel, Pooper, so you still can see the stream even. Okay, here we go. Let's get the star. Now we're cooking with gas. I mean, it's not like seeing it live was all that different. We couldn't, mostly because we were streaming from like a relative distance, it was really hard for people to interact with or read the chat anyway, so. There we go. Get an extra life. Wow, I got a white chip and a, like, how am I getting all these like end cards and white chips? What am I doing right? I should do more of it. Nope, that was dumb. Nope. I don't know why I always pick that one in the like bottom right, because it seems like it's oftentimes the same thing. Can't really tell anything, I guess. I guess I know that it's, I don't know, whatever. Hey, I got a frog suit! They're all frog suits, for the record. Yeah, where was I? Okay, so we talked about, was there a story I was telling about, oh, why I had the mustache. So now we know why I had the mustache. I shaved all of the easy parts to shave. The hard part to shave I did not, because I'm a lazy bum, and as a result, now I have a mustache. And I will get rid of it probably, like, not before I go to bed, but very soon after, so. Beyond that, so we talked about YouTube Primetime, which I think is interesting. I think it's interesting to see YouTube breaking into more aggressive kind of content creation spaces. I'm interested to see what the show format will actually be like, which has not really been talked about a lot. I mean, it's going to be a gaming show, but it's not clear if this is going to be, I mean, I'm assuming this is not going to be Let's Play content. This is going to be like, you know, inviting a YouTube gaming streamer on to be a host. Some people were very upset that they didn't pick smaller streamers, you know, and pointed to themselves as great evidence. But I think the reality is that if you're sitting here with 10K subs or 5K subs or 15K subs, you have not demonstrated your ability to consistently pull a large audience. If you can consistently pull a large audience, you can grow your content, and you don't need to, you know, you will grow in subscribers. You will grow in all of these things. So I think that it's great that they're doing someone who's a little bit, you know, up and coming in the space. I think that's an awesome, you know, change, or not change, but like an awesome choice. But I think that's a risk, and so to say like, you know, oh well, they should have picked streamers who have, you know, 1,000 subs or whatever else like that. It's like, no, that's ridiculous. Like, there's a moderate amount of risk, which is, ooh, wow, that's really slow and glitchy. There's a moderate amount of risk you can take with picking new people, but in general, you want to pick established creators, established brands, established everything else like that. So, excited to see like Melanie Mac and other people who've been on the platform for a while, and yeah. Some people seem to get upset about everything. That is true. I had take care, Xander. Have a great night. This next level sleep shaving. I meant after I woke up, but sure, after I go to bed. That's right. I have no idea what Phoenix Wright and Pooper are talking about. I don't know if I should or not, but I think Jay Kraken. I think Jay Kraken in another like 10 months on the platform is the kind of person who could demonstrate that, right? Like Jay Kraken has been like massively shifting his audience and picking up new viewers and everything else like that since VidCon. And I think that that's great. What, 5 doors maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, that was not what I meant to do. Damn it. You're role-playing Phoenix Wright Ward, so... Don't bother us, normie. I thought I was gonna make it. Thought I could glitch it out. Alright. Oh, okay, well that's not what I was really thinking, but... About... this one. Nope! Freaking doors! But yeah, okay, so yeah, I don't know. People love to get upset about everything. I did actually get in a discussion. It was nice to see. You know, I got in a discussion with a couple people on heroes on the internet, and had a couple of cases where people were. You know, it's nice to sometimes see that people are defending a position before I even get to it. I have the whole, like, you know, someone is wrong on the internet problem where I will try and defend everything. And this is really stupid for a lot of reasons, but I do it anyway, so. I don't know what to do here. Ugh! Mexican Jesus. So for those of you who don't know, the Super Mega Baseball is a game that Brad Pritchard, who's a streamer in the chat, plays. And of course his team is built up entirely, almost entirely, of people who are named after his viewers. Did I do this one yet? No, I did not. That is the correct one. It was not 5, it was 6. I had the right idea. Yeah, that's right. Fly at me. Oh wait, you can't. Anyone can randomly flag Born Depressed. That's the point. You can click links on mobile. You just can't watch me and click links unless you have YouTube Red. I mean, the reality is that Zoe Burger is not that much worse than, you know, Anaconda. So, you know, I don't know. Alright. Yeah, I guess since I didn't stream on Monday, I didn't get any Zoe Burger questions yet. Why? I'm like double talking. I don't know. Anyway, so I had a good trip to see my parents. I had a really crappy flight experience back with United flying out of O'Hare, where like it seems like every flight out of O'Hare on United was just like terribly backed up, which is pretty awesome. Born Depressed. Here's the problem, though. So you missed a little bit of this earlier. So I will repeat the relevant statistics, which I think are very important to realize. YouTube has about 1 billion users on any given day, or 1 billion users who watch videos on any given day, something like that, right? Like I don't know the exact number, but about 1 billion users. If every user of YouTube on a given day watches 3 videos, and they flag 1 in 1,000 of the videos that they see, then YouTube has 3 million flags that they have to deal with every day. 30% of those will be good, but many of them will be repeats on the same videos. Trusted flaggers have demonstrated, in general, a 90% accuracy rate. By having a 90% accuracy rate, you get more value by pushing their flags in front of people more, quickly. They still have to make the same work, the same decisions, the same anything else like that. Humans still have to do everything. Hey, Hoops Gaming, hello, it's Hassan. You got blocked? Blocked? I don't know what blocked means. I don't... Oh, raid or something, okay. I thought you were talking to me, and I was like, I didn't block you! I don't think. I didn't mean to. Yeah, so, with 3 million bad flags every day, YouTube has to cope with bad flags. Less than 1 million of those will probably be good. So we're talking about 2 million bad flags that YouTube has to deal with every day. By enabling trusted flaggers who are, it doesn't change into having a weapon of mass destruction, because the only way that you can get content taken down is if a YouTube employee reviews it and takes it down. You have no power. You have some minor amount of influence, but no power. And I think this is something that I think is really important to continue to re-emphasize, and I'm probably going to do it like 17 times tonight, so I apologize to everyone who doesn't give a shit about Heroes and is here tonight, because I've been fighting this fight, because YouTube Press actually came to me and said, please tell the people on Reddit about this blog post. Which is funny, because it's the same guy who also got really worried about me talking to Reddit publicly. But yeah, so, YouTube Heroes do not have power. YouTube Heroes do not have power. They cannot take videos down. Flagging does not take videos down. No matter how many flags there are, it never takes a video down. The only time something goes down is if a YouTube employee looks at it and takes it down. And most users are just wrong about what should be flagged. I have watched a lot of, things in the past, few weeks where people are entirely wrong about YouTube's policy. Hello, Leif. I don't know that song. But LPNP, your chances of getting flagged or on any given video you upload are around, I don't know, 100%. Your chances of getting affected in any way, taken down, demonetized, anything else like that, effectively 0. Not 100% 0, because, the chances are approximately equal to how often people misclick buttons on web pages. Because streaming your nipples on YouTube is not a violation of YouTube's community guidelines. Swearing on YouTube is not a violation of YouTube's community guidelines. Swearing on YouTube is not a violation of YouTube's advertiser-friendly policies. Excessive swearing, or profanity, is listed as a guideline that you should avoid, but I have seen absolutely no evidence that YouTube has ever taken down or demonetized a video specifically for swearing. Never seen it. And I think that, to freak out about that is silly, so. You can murder on camera. You can murder. You don't have to be giant. Being giant doesn't affect it at all. Whether you're big or small, you can murder on camera and get it and post it. It has to be sufficiently newsworthy. I wouldn't really recommend it. But the reality is that most of the time the people who murder on camera and get away with it are making pranks. So gore would be, whatever, but I mean, the reality is that if you look at the advertiser-friendly guidelines, right, you're looking at basically, on YouTube, there's no equivalent of the broadcast TV level of sensitivity. You can't say the F word, or, I guess YouTube Kids, actually. YouTube Kids is the, network broadcast TV level of sensitivity, maybe even a little bit lower, right? If you look at, normal YouTube, what we all watch, non-age-restricted, non-demonetized, whatever content, it's approximately equivalent to cable. Comedy Central can get away with a lot, but I'm not entirely sure that they can get away with, some jokes that you might hear on the internet There are certainly things that are said on Reddit which would not be said on Comedy Central, because Comedy Central still has a standards board that they go through. There's still organizations in their network and their advertisers and everything else like that they go with. All right, here we go. Here. Nope. Oh. Hey, Drum Clinic. Green screen linguini, la la. Yeah, okay. So primary YouTube non-age restricted content is like Comedy Central or any other cable news network. They've still got to make their advertisers happy, so they can't just do whatever they want, but they have more leeway than you have on network television. The next level is like age restricted. Age restricted is like HBO. HBO, you can get away with a lot of stuff. You can get away with, Game of Thrones gets away with a fair amount of partial or full nudity or other things like that. And I don't know exactly where the line is on these things. I mean, there's guidelines that are published, and you can look at what happens and everything else like that. But it is certainly the case that there is a line that you can cross, and you'll end up in HBO land. And if you're in HBO land, you get no advertiser money, but you can still host your content on the platform, because YouTube is a platform for open expression. And if you can figure out a way to make that content pay, like, more power to you. And if you want an example of content that is often age restricted and people still figure out a way to make it pay, you don't have to look any further than Zoe Berger. At least some of her live stream archives have been age restricted. I don't know exactly what lines are drawn where or anything else like that, but she is a creator who is doing something that is beyond the line that would be appropriate for, like, Comedy Central, because it's a high focus on sexual activity, sexualized content, right? And this is an opinion you can disagree with. You can say, like, that line isn't the same line or whatever else like that, but this is you're now in HBO land. You can be supported by YouTube revenue. You can be supported by fan fund, or tip jars or whatever else like that, or something else like that. Like Spike. And that's the world that we live in. And then beyond that, there's some things that are just bad, right? Every day, there are tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands people trying to attack YouTube and make money off of it, not by, creating great content, not by doing anything else like that, but by stealing your information, by getting you to install malware on your computer, by stealing your Google login, by doing all these things. And what is actually going on with most flagging is an attempt to get rid of that. So every time you search for something and you see, like, full movie, all HD, blah, 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 if you click those videos, you'll find that most of the time there's no actual content. Hey, Pixel King. There's no, like, anything else like that. Blurred lines. And so, there's no movie, there's no streaming, there's no anything else like that. What it is someone, like, posing in front of a green screen for an hour and a half, like, playing the same 30-second clip on loop, saying, this movie can't be found on YouTube, but you can find it on this website here if you just click on this button, blah, blah, blah. And the reason that they do that is because they take you to a movie site where they use, someone's stolen botnet to host their content, and then they serve malware to you, and ads, and the whole thing, the whole 9 yards. So they've figured out a way to make money off of stealing other people's content. They can't do it on YouTube because Content ID prevents them from actually hosting the content, but they can on, myfreemoviesite.com. So they use YouTube as a discovery platform because they know people search for things on YouTube because there are 1 billion users and everyone wants something for free. No, don't get me wrong. Jose, don't worry about it. Take care, Avery Johnson. Yeah, so renting movies on YouTube is great, right? But the people who are just, like, creating videos in order to attract your, click so that then they can send you to their malware-ridden site where you won't be able to watch the movie anyway because it's been taken down by the content provider that they were illicitly using to host it in the first place. That's not good. You don't want that on, I don't want that on YouTube. Maybe you want that on YouTube, but I can't see why. And so that's the real content that the flags are mostly about. They're not about this swearing shit or partial nudity or anything else like that. But they are about... that fish is too strong for me. So yeah, like that's not the type of content that I would like to see on YouTube, because I think that it hides... First of all, sometimes people do offer like real movies on YouTube, right? People who do independent film, people who do all these other things, and so by cluttering up search terms with this other crap, essentially, you know, you're taking over space that could be used for discovery of real content created by real people who want it to be on YouTube, It sucks. It sucks. It sucks to have that kind of content on YouTube. But because there are 300 or 500 hours of YouTube video uploaded every minute or something along those lines, 400, 500, I don't remember the number they said at VidCon. There's 400 hours of YouTube video uploaded every minute. There's no way we can review it all. In order to review all of the content uploaded to YouTube, we would have to employ 90,000 people. And that's assuming everybody worked 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. Everyone we hired worked 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's probably like 120,000 people we would have to hire in order to like watch all of the YouTube content full time. That's more than the entire like full-time staff of Google. So it doesn't make any sense. We can't do that, right? So we need the community. And the reality is that we need the community to be better informed in order to help us take down stuff faster. Because right now, what we get is a bunch of shitty flags. And what we'd like to do is take the people who are good at flagging things instead and like take advantage of them. We would like to use these people who are dedicated users of the site in order to improve everyone's experience by getting rid of shitty content faster. Just wait for them to flag it and then dispute it. LPMP. I don't know what HFA is, but yeah. I mean, you could also ask them. Some of them have, like, we will whitelist your channel for, you know, various things, but there's no way to kind of, like, put in a license for a piece of music, which there really should be, because I think that that's actually a source of bad disputes, is because a fair number of partners will license their music, and there's no way to say, like, this is my licensed music, but they don't license the whole catalog, so they don't want to whitelist the channel, and blah, 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 blah. It just kind of sucks, so, Oh, Harry Fox Agency. Okay. Yeah, so, I think that you should ask them, but I think that in general the approach is, wait for them to, flag it and then dispute. And since HFA makes a big chunk of their money from dispute handling, my hope would be that they are better than the average of, you know, just like, we're never going to look at our disputes and we'll let them all expire in 30 days or whatever it is. And I don't actually know that's average from data inside YouTube, I just know that's average because, like, I talk to people who use it and they're like, why does every single dispute take 30 days? Which you can improve slightly because you can, like, email partner support and get the email address of the claimant with some of them, but if it's, like, Universal or something like that, they don't give a shit, so. Yeah, so there's ways that can happen. Leif, one of the ways that can happen is if, like, the music ownership changes and the new owner, like, you know, goes and puts it in Content ID when it wasn't before or whatever else like that. Like, that's a thing that can happen. In general, one of the biggest problems right now is that while you've got disputes going on, you're losing money because we're not running any ads. And that's a thing that's changing about the systems. That will drastically lower the net effect of, you know, claims for licensed content or whatever else like that, but it's still, like, it sucks that you have to deal with shit like that. Yeah. Hey, I found the princessy thing. I mean, it's not the princess, it's like a weird snail? Turtle? Turtle? This guy got turned into a turtle? I don't know what he got turned into. Oh god. Don't kill me. No! You like Shakira even when she is a gazelle. That's cool. Shakira! Shakira! That was actually exactly what I was thinking. We also have Shakira! If you haven't watched Silicon Valley, you should watch it. Oh no. I would like to introduce my guest, Florida. Oh, you were serious that that's a kappa? Like, that's a thing? Like, a kappa is a real... I can't tell if I'm being trolled. I feel like I'm being trolled. That, I don't believe. I do not believe that Shakira went to your 23rd birthday party. Oh god! Don't kill me! Yeah, you like that? I like that. Oh god, I got hit. I was gloating. Don't gloat! Okay, so a kappa is like a real animal in Japanese folklore, and that king is one. Oh god. That was fire. I don't like fire. Fire is bad. And these wrenches are gonna kill me. No, they're not. Alright. Okay, so this weird Turtle Man King is actually a kappa. Huh. Fun facts. So I've got a curiosity. Let me see if I can satisfy my curiosity. Cool. There are apparently 14 people watching. Okay. Ooh. Whoa, I'm in Giant World. No one let me know that was gonna happen. I love that, like, the, like, turtles, you know, have giant bodies but tiny heads. Everyone's heads didn't seem as tiny. I don't know. Maybe they're not that tiny. They just a weird look. Are these jumpable? Okay, good. Oh god! Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's see. The technical implementation of how they did Giant World, I feel like, is interesting. I think that they did something like, you know, they just, like, you know, they're not different sprites, they're just the same sprite, but applied 4 times or something like that, which is why the, I don't know, it was something weird. I can't remember what it was now, so I'm just gonna pretend that I said nothing, because I can't finish that thought, so. That's right, fish. Get dead. Oh no! I wanted this. There you go. Mushroom! Misty got hot when she got old. I have no idea what we're talking about. Or what? Maybe a Pokemon? Misty's a Pokemon and she got hot when she got old? Okay. That's reasonable. I can live with that. I just like pick up random things from the chat. I would say that butchering a chicken, being age restricted, and getting yourself bitten by an alligator depends entirely on the video. An alligator bite that was concentrating on the newsworthy content of alligator bites and not on the gore would probably not be age restricted. And butchering a chicken is going to depend a lot on how it's presented. Is it done to shock or because of, you know, something else? Like, all of these are things that matter when you look at any of these, like, age restriction cases or anything else like that. Hey, Thunderwolf! Misty May, the porn star. Do you, like... I don't know the names of my porn stars. I don't... That's not a thing that I pay a lot of attention to, I guess? Oh, God. There we go. No! Okay. Oh, goddamn. Oh, God, no. No, no, no. I think I'm gonna flip over here. I mean, I don't, like, watch the same porn stars over and over. I mean, that's because you're, like, not old enough to be into porn yet, Pixel King. So, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's something to be proud of. Don't fall. Good job, me. Well, I mean, part of it is that I'm a variety porn watcher, so like I don't have a lot of dedication to one type of porn. I think that changes my perspective a little bit. As a result, I don't tend to stay in one genre. I don't tend to stay like in one environment, and so I just get a lot of, you know, variation in what I watch. God damn it. Yeah, Brad got that one and won. Like, the reason that people hate any of the Sarkeesian is because people are assholes. Interchangeable asses. Oh no! No! I was so close. Jess and I have watched porn together sometimes, but mostly our porn watching is a separate thing. She's more into reading, I think, and I'm more into watching, so... I mean, being full of poop is, you know, or full of shit, or whatever you said, is not really a reason to hate somebody. I mean, there's a lot of people on the internet who are full of shit who I don't hate, myself included, really, so. He meant Miss Us, M-I-S-U-U-S, as in my lovely wife, Mrs. Jessica Allen Schmidt. I think in general, if you're making the statement, I need a wife and or I need a girlfriend, you're probably in a position where it's going to be hard to get either. Like, it's a reasonable sentiment to have. The problem is that it reeks of a certain lack of confidence in self that is not working. I don't know. Why is this chat so perverted? I think that I can take a lot of credit for the community that I've built. And while I think it is probably less interesting to females than maybe I would like, overall, I think that adult people who are willing to talk in like not childish ways about adult topics is something that I would hope that people get out of this. So it would be my hope that people feel comfortable talking about whatever topic there is. So. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I feel, can you talk about knee sexuality in here? Well, so I think we actually learned in one of these streams that the reason for knee sexuality is backlash against a community, like an overly sexualized male thirsty boy community that couldn't leave the answer of, I would rather not talk about my sexuality alone. The reason that DaFinch came up with the term was in order to have like a joking way to diffuse situations where she didn't want to talk about her sexuality. So in that sense, I think that knee sexuality is a really like is evidence of a very broad and common problem in gaming spheres and other things in general. Is, you know, women oftentimes feel required to hide their sexuality in order to avoid being constantly attacked about it. So. Swamps can move sideways in Super Mario 3. That is correct. I don't know if they can do that in Super Mario Maker. That was the wrong thing to do. Yeah, I missed it. Well, swamps move up and down generally. But yes, if you are a knee sexual, feel free to talk about it. I don't mind. But yeah, so DaFinch is another streamer on YouTube Gaming. She is. Has picked up a lot of popularity actually recently in League of Legends. She's been pulling like multi-thousand concurrents with League of Legends, which is awesome. But yeah, so she's Australian-based streamer who, you know, claims to be knee-sexual. And I think that that's like she came in at one point we were talking about something along these lines and was like, yeah, the reason that I say I'm knee-sexual is because talking about my sexuality is completely overwhelming all the time. So to have some way to diffuse the situation and change the topic, I wanted to do that. So. Boom. Oh yeah. So speaking of the Midwest, the Chicago office and the Chicago Google office is really cool. I actually hope that next time I'm out there, I can organize that. You know, we'll come down to the city and bring some people there. They actually have an Atari 2600. They also have a copy of a game called Killer Bee, which is apparently the world's only 10-player arcade game. It's a really fun game. I was looking around to see if they had like a way to play it online or something like that, although I didn't find anything. And yeah, hey Eric, how's it going? Yeah. Oh. Why do you keep coming back, Turtle? God damn it. I failed that jump miserably. Ah! Terrible. Yeah, if you're here, this is not, you are not a respectable young man. That's just like a lie. Sarabot! How's it going? But yeah, so I didn't know when I was setting it up whether my Google badge, like my overall badge, would get me into the Chicago office. Some of the offices have like security or other things like that that you have to go through to get building access in addition to the internal office access. Oh god, they keep turning around. What is up with that? Don't do that. Just go the other way. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't think there's such a thing as a Cat Mario power-up, although I could be wrong. Yeah, so the office is really cool. We've got like 5 floors of a building in downtown Chicago by a meatpacking district there. It's a, relatively it's a sales heavy office, so there's a lot of actual like meeting space and other stuff like that. That's one of the reasons that my team was there, is they actually have like an auditorium space that can host 200 people ish, with AV setup and everything else like that. One of the things I noticed while I was there actually is that Google actually, all of our like stages and meeting rooms and everything else like that look very similar. And I was always curious, like, what, like, I always felt like they looked similar, but I realized that one of the things that makes them look similar is the lighting setup. So we've got a relatively advanced lighting setup with, like, stage lights, and they're, like, all these different colors and pointed all these different ways, and I've never really understood why. Like, I get that, I mean, it's great lighting, don't get me wrong, you've got someone who's not just lit by a spot, you got very natural looking light on top, but I'm curious about, like, what the setup is for convention center spaces, for like relatively small convention center style spaces, that this is like considered a good lighting thing. So yeah, Pooper knows we're not on Mario Maker. He just needs a smart ass. Alternatively, he wants to share it with Pixel King or something, which is fine, but I think he's not being not actually attempting to ask me to play Super Mario Maker. Oh no! Why did I do that? That was dumb. But yeah, so the other thing that you can do is, or the other thing in the Chicago office is we actually have, because we have the whole building, I guess, there's a rooftop deck, and the rooftop deck, it looks out on kind of the back side of the Chicago skyline, which means that you can look directly to the Sears Tower and other stuff like that. So I almost, like, had I streamed on Monday, I was going to go up and just, like, stream from there. Like, go to... What is this? Is this, like, the way I'm supposed to go? I don't get it. I sort of get it. Insofar as, I guess I'm going away, but... not what I expected. Not what I expected at all. I mean, just to be clear, I currently am on a shitty laptop that can't stream more than 480p. I'm not going to be doing anything that is like Mario Maker at the moment, but you knew that. How do I want to get into... Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. It's the Sears Tower. It'll always be the Sears Tower. But yeah, so the view from the Chicago office was really cool. They had a bunch of cool, like, they had a pinbot machine, pinball machine. Oh crap, I have to make this go up, don't I? Damn it. Okay, let's do this. Do this. Do this. It is not the Willis Tower, it's the fucking Sears Tower, and it always will be, and you know it. Okay, what do I do now? I go this way? Why is there a thing up here? Freaking troll block or dev blocks. There we go. Later, Phoenix Wright. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, Killer Bee was super awesome. The Chicago office is... Oh, I don't have flying, otherwise I could go up there. The Chicago office overall was pretty cool. They have an Atari, they have a PS4, N64, etc. So they had a nice little kind of retro gaming setup. They had ping pong tables. They had a pretty decent convention center, ish space. Space for 200 people, plus a bunch of small meeting rooms and a micro kitchen right there that was set up across from reception. So overall, it was a really good space, and I'm pretty impressed with us for how it's set up and everything else like that. So I want to get to that red mushroom house. I don't know what red mushroom houses are, but I want one. Also, I just got like stuck in a wall. Not sure if that was legit. Hey, now everything's small. Yay. It's gonna give me a... Oh god, don't kill me. There you go. I did not see a ColecoVision. That is true. I'll tell them to get on that, but... Ow! What's in the red mushroom house? Do I care about it? Do I just go to the castle? I feel like it's special. I like special things. I want more of them. Where are we? I'm so confused. Who's Nick? So lost. No, I won't. I don't have any way to capture the content from the NES Mini, so I will not be playing on it. I do play games from the NES Mini, but not attempting to capture money from that, so... Yeah, it is about time for a beer, isn't it? Nick is short for Phoenix, okay. Yeah, the Final Hope, it is. It is. It's a really cool spot, and I mean, I know patting myself on the back for how cool my office is kind of silly, but I did actually tweet a picture of the like view that I had at lunch. And so this is the floor below the rooftop deck, but the rooftop deck is right above it, so I'll put the link in chat. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. I think the NES Mini is actually a really great collection of games for a relatively low price if you do not have an existing way to easily obtain those games with a setup that you can play in a way that you enjoy, like a TV and a controller. Yeah, so we're drinking a Birrificio Maella Emigrante Blonde Ale. John Cooney, how's it going? I'm drunk. I'm not drunk yet. I just opened my beer about 12 seconds ago. Born Depressed, that company works from home. In fact, Born Depressed, you should check out Amazon is hiring work from home people for the holidays. So you might want to check that deal out. They're doing like online tests and everything else like that. You're loving the YouTube life. Are you still in New York? I actually have a friend who's coming to New York tomorrow, or not a friend, but someone on the on my Discord is coming to New York, the space tomorrow for some event that they're doing tomorrow there. So, yeah, I was actually at a bar in Chicago, and they made all of their own beer. They had like 14 beers there that they brewed themselves, and one of them was a Hefeweizen that was like a banana flavored, you know, Hefeweizen, which was really cool. So, Testlio does mobile app testing for, how do I feel about fucking space? I love space. I am so excited that I think that we're, like, on the verge of commercially exploitable space travel. It sucks that, like, the recent Falcon 9 launch got, like, totally hosed by whatever it got hosed by. I didn't even hear the results of that, but I think SpaceX is awesome. I'm looking forward to driving, like, self-driving cars, same basic, you know, space, whatever. Just in time, I have no idea who or what you're talking about, and I don't think it's my business. I was dating a 15-year-old when I was 18. My 16-year-old daughter dated a 21-year-old for a while, so I don't know, whatever. Age is a number. I honestly feel less weirded out by the age difference between my girlfriend when I was a senior in high school and I than I do between my age and Jess's sometimes, because when we met, we were only 2 years apart, but Jess had a kid, you know, been married, adopted a kid, gone into the military, finished her associate's degree, and owned a house, owned a car, etc. When I met her, I was living with my parents. I had worked a couple of dead-end jobs, and I was in college. So compared to that, like my girlfriend when I was in high school was, someone who was pretty much similar to me. Lived with her parents, didn't have like a long history of doing anything, didn't have anything else like that. So I think age differences are about a lot more than age. So, I don't think that's how that works, LPNP. I could be wrong. Oh, you're in an undisclosed location. Got it. Sorry, I missed the message. I spun the hat. I spun it. I still have. I mean, well, so you also have a history of doing stuff, Brad. I actually was kind of thinking I should die there, because I didn't even actually. I got the red mushroom house, and I actually have no memory of what was inside of it. Was it anything interesting? I don't know. I'm being stupid. LPMP, did you get a message, by the way? I sent, Rob your way. I don't know if he ended up being in the pool of people who were useful or if he was already way too late, but, so I've worked with a bunch of people on, LiveJournal support, and LiveJournal support was a volunteer system for basically being LiveJournal support help. This is actually not entirely dissimilar from the YouTube Heroes program. In fact, I feel like I suggested something very similar to the YouTube Heroes program when I first joined YouTube to the community manager who manages our top contributors. Like, we should find a way to give people fake internet points for supporting users in the product forums, because fake internet points motivate people even when they don't really give you anything. And so I was a bit amused when YouTube Heroes came out and everyone freaked out negatively about it, and I'm like, but that's what I said we should do! Of course, we focus more on the flagging piece than on the community support piece, but I still thought it was funny. Well, so, I mean, it's tough finding a job as a writer, that's true, but it's also tough finding a job as, like, many types of content creators, and that's why many types of content creators have second jobs. The whole joke about being in LA is that, everyone is waiting tables while waiting to be discovered, stuff like that. So I do agree that getting a job as a writer is almost impossible, but that doesn't mean that getting a job when you're a writer is necessarily impossible. You just have to compromise your standards. All right. But I would say that describing yourself as destined never to be loved is probably more likely to prevent you from being loved than not having a job. It's about how you hold yourself to a large extent, and I realize that that's not always within people's control. That's like a totally reasonable thing to understand, but it's also worth noting that that's a thing you can do. Oh god, YouTube Heroes. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Matus, I don't think I do. Did you miss something? Pretty much always the answer to that question is yes. But at the moment, what you've missed is that I'm about to win this level. So, previous to this, I was not winning this level. There's so many things. I can propel myself to victory. YouTube Heroes. I don't know any of the other words to Jukebox Heroes, otherwise I would like do a long, filk, but I don't even know like the tune of the rest of the song. I just know like Jukebox Heroes. Ba da da da. Anyway. Oh, Sonic Heroes. I don't know Sonic Heroes, so that's a go. Yeah, so I was actually at, when I was at the arcade, they actually have a Sonic Sega Sonic the Hedgehog arcade game, which apparently is really rare. There's only like a small handful of them ever made. It's not entirely clear to me if this is actually like an official board, or if they got like a board that they bought, you know, somewhere else as like a dev board and they turned it into a machine. So one of the things that Galloping Ghost Arcade is actually famous for is making their own, you know, machines, and they were writing the software for their own arcade game, and they do all of the repairs for all of the nearby arcades because they're one of the few places that has the expertise for it, and other things like that. So, yep, with the trackball, and then like the 3 pads and whatever. I live in Boston. That's true. At the moment, I am not in Boston. At the moment, I'm in Nashua. But yeah. So you're still down by New York, John, or are you up in Boston? Yep, with Ray the Squirrel. The Flying Squirrel, not just the Squirrel. I played briefly as Ray the Flying Squirrel. The trackball, I died in like a minute, so. That's not Nashua, that's Scranton. Okay. I was gonna say, I'm not actually in Boston, and I'm doing some, you know, family shit this weekend, but if you were up near Boston, I could totally, like, probably find a way to get down and take you to the office, but... Oh yeah, Holly is from the Nashville branch, you're right. I forgot. I remember. It's been a long time since I've watched The Office, man. I'll admit it. Oh, good. Well, the next time you come up, we should do something. Yeah, so Jess's dad has been bedbound for a while, and so during the weekends we've been, you know, we're alternating family members through to help take care of him, and that means like every 5 weeks or so I'll be up in Nashua, streaming from this puny little laptop at 480p most likely, but in general I'm in Boston on the weekends. Hey, Falcon Man, it's how are you? Oh, excuse me. But yeah, so pretty much any city I can just, you know, give people a tour of the Google office there, probably. So, well, it's no problem. All right, that did not get me anything. How did I get it again? That feels like a glitch. Oh right, because I had it on my last level and I didn't actually go find it. So. Go grab it. Ah. I like The Office. I watched through. I watched that for a while. It's a good show. Yeah. So John, have you heard about YouTube Gaming Primetime or whatever they're calling it? I guess YouTube just Primetime. So YouTube's basically going to be doing a show with some famous guy I've never heard of, using creators from YouTube to do a primetime show once a week on Thursdays, hosted on YouTube Gaming. So it's going to be like a gaming TV show. I'm thinking of it like Attack of the Show, like a gaming edition of Attack of the Show. But instead of being on TV, it'll be on YouTube, which I think is a cool thing. You can also go. We can just let me know when you're back. We can keep talking about it. So gaming.youtube.com/primetime is the URL for anyone who's interested in YouTube Primetime and some more details. There's like an intro video there. See, John makes me happy because he's the type of creator, and he and the Art Sherpa are the types of creators who are just like excited about the new things that YouTube does. I deal with so much hate all the time that it's good. So this was a conversation we had earlier too. Yeah, so Julie, aka One Shot Girl, is involved. Form Depressed. This is a flagship show that YouTube is doing for a brand new media creation. It does not make sense to put tiny creators on it. Now, they're not going with all the biggest creators. In fact, they're picking Julie, who's only at the, I don't know what they call it, the silver level or something like that for for subs, right? She's got like 130,000 subs, been doing this for about a year, or I think she's been doing YouTube longer, but been streaming for like less than a year, and has built a pretty solid, sizable audience in that time. And I think that that's a totally reasonable thing to target. You don't want to take the people with 1,000 subscribers, because the reality is that you have not demonstrated that you have the ability to like keep and build and keep a dedicated audience. You have not demonstrated exactly what form your content takes. You have not demonstrated the ability to be engaging and entertaining for a wide swath of people for a long time. And I think that that's a thing. So I think that involving people as hosts or whatever else like that is nice, and I'm glad to see that they're including someone who's, you know, less proven in the lineup. But I also think that like you don't want to put too much risk into it, and I think that that's interesting. Take care, Falcon Man. Weren't a lot of Nintendo games in arcades? No, very few Nintendo games were in arcades. There were a lot of games that were ported to Nintendo from arcades, but they're not... I mean, it depends on what you mean by Nintendo games, I guess. In general, Nintendo was not, unlike Sega, was not a manufacturer of gaming boards, as far as I know. Someone else can tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, Pooper says I'm wrong, so... there you go. Donkey Kong was an arcade game, absolutely, and the original Mario Brothers was, but I think that it's a lot less than others, right? I could be wrong. I don't know. What do I know? This is why you ask me questions that you should just ask Wikipedia. This is what you get. No, I actually enjoy being asked questions. I learn things sometimes. I just feel stupid when I'm wrong. But if I say things without really knowing, then I'm gonna be wrong sometimes. So I should just not freak out about it. It's more than anyone. Oh yeah, another thing that I realized when I was at the arcade in Chicago was at Galloping Ghost was they actually have a copy of Zero Wing, and so someone was pointing that out during my live stream, and so I went and found the copy of Zero Wing. I'm like, it's here. I don't get why it's special. It's just a run-of-the-mill machine. And then he pointed out there's really only one cutscene from Zero Wing that anybody knows, which turns out it's only in the European version. And I was like, cutscene! I know what Zero Wing is from. So, yeah, John Cooney, I think they focus a lot on... So there's two things about it, right? So one, they focus a lot on old school games. So they're focused a lot on, you know, machines that are from the 80s and 90s. And the other thing, although they clearly go forward to the future as well, the other thing is that dance machines just take up a lot of space. And so they had, like, you know, like two machines that were, like, 2 or 3 machines that were, like, 2-player big spaces, like a DDR pad would be or something like that. It's the one level in Mario 3 with the shoe. But there was no, like, not a lot of machines that were big. And some of the racing games, right? And so, like, between the two... Oh, no! That's not how you get the shoe, apparently. That was dumb. Yes, exactly. The Final Hope knows it. Yeah, so, you're sick of the shoe? You're sick of the shoe? But everyone loves the shoe. But yes, so Zero Wing was the video from which all your base was taken. But it was apparently only a cutscene in the European console version, not in the arcade version. So it wouldn't have mattered even if I had understood the game and remembered what I was supposed to be doing with it. It still would have not helped me. Mario Maker's lousy with them. Yeah, I guess. That's probably true, but... So yeah, I think YouTube Gaming Primetime is an opportunity to expose people who have shown themselves to be valuable at community development and outreach and everything else like that. I think that One Shot Girl has done that relatively well, and so I think that, like, she's a pretty solid pick for being included in the program. But I think that, you know, most other small streamers are not, and I think that people who are, you know, salty that, like, they weren't chosen are being silly. Of course, people are always going to get upset on the internet, and that's just the way it is, so... Oh no, why did I thought I was going to be able to run, but I couldn't run! So yeah, the arcade was great. I've been there before. In fact, we went there for Julie's birthday, and the reason we went there for Julie's birthday is because Julie is, like me, someone who aims to please always. She... she was like, I want to pick out a place with pinball for Dad because he likes pinball, and so we went there for her birthday. A year and a half ago ish, something like that, 2 years ago now. And I've been wanting to get back there ever since because we went with a bunch of like, family, kids essentially, and after about an hour they were like, yeah, these games are all boring, I'm done. And so we ended up splitting pretty early. The place is open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. and you pay $15 and you can just play the whole day. Hey Stingray, how's it going? How was your Super Mario 3? Did you finish the game? You played for about 4 hours, so I'm gonna guess you did not finish the game. But yeah, well, I mean, they're kids, so fuck them is certainly the way that I would feel in general. But it is a little bit harder to be upset at them for feeling tired. And it was Julie's birthday, so we just did what they wanted. I hate children. But yeah, so we, bailed at like 4 p.m. and I almost was like, I'm driving back, 11 p.m. tonight after we finish family events, I'm gonna go back or something like that. Of course, I didn't actually do that, but I threatened. But this time I got to go with a bunch of YouTube gaming streamers, and when I get to go with a bunch of YouTube gaming streamers, I spent like 6 hours there. So we got there at 3. I think that we bailed at around 8:30. We did get dinner across the street at Tony's in between. But overall, we were there for quite a while, which is good. I mean, it was enjoyable. It was fun, and it was actually long enough that I felt pretty satisfied with how long we were there for. So, wow, nice. That sounds good, Final Hope. I will check it out. All right, let's. I am clearly not going to be doing as well as you because I am sucking it up. I did have a lot of stream problems. As you can see, I'm streaming in glorious 480p tonight. And that is not because of internet like usual. It is in fact because my scrubby computer does not let me do any better than that. So, but yeah, so Galloping Ghost has like 500 machines and was a good trip. Oh yeah, Chris GC8, when are you coming up? You're coming up to Boston, well, Worcester soon, right? Yeah, so one sad thing from this week is actually my car died. So I had a Volkswagen 2002 Volkswagen Jetta, and a couple of weeks ago it had been leaking a little bit of oil for a while, and it started to leak more aggressively. So we took it into the shop, and they took a look at it, and we're like, well, you have a cracked oil pan. And we were like, okay, well, what do we do for a cracked oil pan? And they were like, well, we'll put it in a new oil pan. And they actually looked for like an aftermarket oil pan because they try to do that because in Cambridge, it's like you're gonna get hit by stuff. Fishtown, got it. And so they fixed it. They put a new oil pan in, and it was fine and whatever. And then Jess drove it for 30 miles throughout the day and had no problems. And then we were at the airport, and I was like getting into the car, and I looked in front of it, and I was like, that's weird. There's like some like water in front of the car, and I was a little bit concerned. Like, okay, we just changed the oil. Like, is it leaking a little bit or something like that? And I looked at it, and I was like, oh, well, no. There's like a gallon and a half of water here. Clearly or liquid here. Clearly this is like water. And it was dark, and I couldn't tell very much or anything else like that. So we got in the car, and we started driving. And we're driving out of the airport parking garage, and as we're like rolling down the hill, the oil, gauge starts blinking. Like, oh, you need to you've got problems. And I'm like, well, okay. So we like roll down the hill and pull off to the right hand side, and then like I'm like, I don't know, like, and the car like stalls as we're like rolling off to the side. The car stalls, and Jess tries to restart it, and it doesn't work. And so at that point we excuse me. We're like, we called the tow truck. They came out and took an hour, and the guy was really skeevy, and they got it, and they brought it back to our garage where we got it. Oh crap, that was not what I meant to hit. They brought it back to our garage where we had gotten it repaired, and a guy called me. He's like, "So why is your car back here?" And I was like, "Well, you know, because it died." And he's like, "Well, I got some bad news for you." He called me back 20 minutes later. "Got some bad news for you." I said, "Okay, what's the bad news?" He says, "Well, so I did look, and the oil pan is cracked again. You got like 2 new holes in your oil pan, and I can see them here. So you must have hit something or something like that." And I'm like, "Okay, well, that's like really crappy, but okay, fine." And he's like, "But that's not the worst of it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, what's the worst of it?" And he says, "The motor seized. Like I tried to hand crank it. I can't even turn it. It's dead. It's seized." And I'm like, "Well, that's not good." So I said, "So that's like, not worth fixing on this car, right?" And he's like, "No. Like that's by the time we buy a motor and put it in, everything else like that, you're talking about like $5,000." And so, like, he was, I was like, "Okay, so I guess the car is dead." And so, yeah. And yeah, so the car's dead, never coming back. It is over. I am super suspicious of the idea that immediately after we got it serviced, suddenly it developed 2 new holes in the oil pan when driving into the airport parking garage that I cannot imagine like has a ton of debris or anything else like that over anywhere. My bet is that it did not have a new hole in it when we brought it over to the mechanic. That in fact what had happened was that they had done something wrong in installing the new oil pan. All of the oil leaked out, and as soon as they got it in and realized that the engine was, dead, if it didn't have an oil hole in the oil pan before, it certainly did now. But they've generally been pretty good to us, if a bit pricey. So I don't want to put too much blame on them, but I'm just like super bleh. Yeah, so I was telling my car story. So yeah, we're currently renting a Kia Soul. We'll be borrowing my father-in-law's, because he doesn't drive, my mother-in-law's Tiguan for a little while we figure out what we're going to do. I want a BMW, but Jess rightly points out that we really shouldn't buy a BMW right now because, like, 1, we have a 15-year-old who's about to learn how to drive, and 2, like, it would be more expensive than we could really easily afford. The reality, Born Depressed, is that you are attempting to, or you seem to be expecting, really fast community growth in a way that I think is unreasonable. I think that community growth is slow. I've built a community here, and there's probably, 15 people watching, something like that at the moment. I get 40 max on a good night. And I've built that through, one-on-one conversations with hundreds of people over the past year. To think, like, I need to grow my community. Like, a lot of this is just going to come from interacting with other people who are streaming, whose content you enjoy. You don't come out and say, like, "Hey, I'm a streamer, like, love me." You hang out, you become friends. If you look at some of the people here, I think Cowdizzle, who came to your stream, is, a friend of the entire YouTube gaming community. He's been around since the early days, and I think that kind of shows what can happen via kind of word-of-mouth advertising from a group of friends and network and other things like that. So, but yeah, so, like, start a conversation in comments, live stream comments, anything else like that. I think restreaming is a terrible way to grow a community. I think that it is a personal opinion. Many people disagree with me on this, but I think that it is a great way to increase reach and a terrible way to grow a community. The problem is that, like, in restreaming to Twitch, you're splitting your audience so they can't talk to each other. And talking to each other is the way that people feel engaged and involved. By making half of the things you're responding to, or 10% of the things you're responding to even, be on a platform that most people aren't seeing or watching or participating in, you're hurting the participation rate of your existing community in an effort to pick up reach. I think that Twitch has a generally low discovery system for streamers who don't attract a ton of viewers. You're at the bottom of all the lists. It's as Bunty King pointed out, it's like being in the phone book, except you start out and your name starts with a Z. So you know it doesn't get you very far to make that. Okay, well now I've screwed myself, haven't I? God damn. So I think that, you know, restreaming is, yeah, Brad's not an island. Brad gets tons of attention from... Brad's part of the team, right? So he's part of the team of people who appreciate the sarcastic assholes. He's part of the team who's, you know, around early in the morning. He's part of the team who's playing Binding of Isaac, and frankly is great at it. And I love that. He's also playing golf, which I love even more, especially when I get to play with him, so... you can stream to a competing service, but I think you can't dual stream to a competing service. At least that's what I've heard recently from someone who switched from YouTube to Twitch and is partnered there now. So, but your statement matches what I have been told for years, and my statement matches what I have been told recently. So I think either one is potentially true. But the reality is that nobody gets partnered on Twitch. As a practical matter, you know, Twitch's partnerships are growing at like 6, 10, 15% year on year, something like that, compared to YouTube's growth in streamers of, I don't know, like 20,000 gajillion% over the last couple of years. So yeah, growing a community is a hard, slow slog. Growing on YouTube is mostly a matter of networking with other human beings and having them do advertising for you. I've advertised you in here. People have talked about your streams, and people have shown up to your streams, I think in part because of things we've talked about. So I think that, you know, the reality is that you are facing a common dilemma of it is really hard to get started when nobody's watching. It's hard to talk to yourself, it's hard to motivate, it's hard to, you know, do all those other things. You've got to figure out how to, you know, start out building your audience using whatever tools you have and continue building it using whatever tools you can get. Those tools can include family, friends, co-workers, you know, public-facing, you know, other things, so... doesn't that mean that YouTube gaming has too much direct competition? I mean, that's compared to what, right? So I think that if you look at you know, other services out there that are well established, the viewership is the viewership to you know, competition ratio significantly different on other services. So. I mean, LPMP, like, I keep telling you, I loved your streams. I would love to see you stream more, especially if you ever got into doing the actual, you know, prototyping part of your LPNP nomenclature / namesake. I would love to see those, and I would love to, like, participate and get people to be there and whatever. So I think that, you know, as you build a social network via, you know, proving to be a decent human, I only troll on this channel. I was amused, John, actually. I was talking about this with somebody at work the other day. You know, Cinnamon linked to my channel, and she described me as not safe for work. And I get what she's saying. Like, I do. Especially because I know that your audience and my audience are very different, right? So I am not kid-friendly. I am not, you know, many other things. But I was very amused to hear myself as described as not safe for work. Because in general, like, you know, my coworkers are here, and I feel like, you know, it was just an amusing image to me to be considered not safe for work. So, Nico Nacho, good to see you. I have not Final Hope. It's a thing I've been meaning to do for a little while. There's 3 things that I want to do. One is buy AdSense ads, figure out how to do AdSense video ads. Because of where I work, I actually have $1 a day. Oh. I'm, like, full on my item things. It's just not safe for work. I mean, I don't think Jared can stream what he's doing for his job. I don't know what you mean by what he's working on. So, I said Neko Nacha. Isn't it Neko Nacha? That's how Brad says it, doesn't it? Oh no, you're working on something else. Okay. I thought you were saying like I can't stream Teslio, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that is true. Like that is an accurate statement. In the same way that if I were to stream my, you know, what's on my desk at the office, I think that Google would be very upset. So. I have no idea, The Final Hope. I think not, practically speaking. I think that ads would work well, could work well for something that is like a VOD series or something else like that, where you can be exciting or whatever else like that. I keep saying like something else like that. Okay, that's here, right? And then this is here? No! God damn it, I just want to finish that thing. Twerk stimulator simulator. So yeah, getting started is a slow process. If you have anyone watching you in your first 2 months, you are doing better than I did. You need references? I can give you some, I can't really, I have no idea. Hold on, I gotta like set up my OBS here. Oh, we gotta make a full screen thing again, see if we can actually get this back working now that my computer's all, like no longer being stupid. Alright, here we go. Get some low res 320 by 240 twerking. Is that what we want? Ugh! We got the cross in the background, that's good. So here's what I learned about twerking. Oh, the cameras don't stand up. Okay, here we go. Right there, yeah? Okay, so first you gotta get down on your thighs like this, right? And then once you do that, you kind of pretend you're pushing with your hips, and then do this. Like that's all I got. I got nothing. That's all I got. So I watched a tutorial video on twerking, and I was twerk for Jesus. That's right. Yes, that's right. I agree that that's probably not how Zoe does it. I watched a twerking tutorial, and I'll admit, I have not yet fully understood the magic of twerking, and there may be more to the process that I can't go on. And so, yeah. I'm innocent and young. Okay, yeah, so I agree I didn't do it right. I'll have to rewatch the tutorial video and get back into it. But the person who did it did, for the record, look very much like Zooey. The fact that I do not is, in large part, probably because I'm not wearing a bikini, so... Hi, Mark. Yeah, so I do not have the twerk down. But I figured out it's like a really good workout. So I did it for like 30 seconds, you know, while I was you know, watching this tutorial video, and my thighs were burning like crazy, which probably means I didn't do it right, because I just did it for like 10 seconds, and I didn't feel any burn at all, so I clearly am failing at the twerking, and I will need more practice, so, I will twerk for you, though. I will do that. Music Man, how's it going? M0 Raid. Yeah, so, John is not here, but, M0, John Cooney, who is, hanging out in the chat, was actually just hanging out in the YouTube space in New York, I think as part of Next Up, or whatever it's called, and is not around at the moment, but I mentioned you were going to a thing there tomorrow, so, no, the raid missed the twerk. If you go back about 3 minutes in the stream, you'll find some twerking, M0, so, you can check that out. You'll also find that there's a lot of, yeah. Hello, Sean Cena. Good to see you all. Oh god, it's gonna blow up. Wow, I don't think I've ever like played this level before. Hello, Cynthia and Music Man. I got no alerts going on, so if you folks are subscribing or anything else like that, I appreciate it. My computer is apparently not powerful enough to do the things that I thought it could earlier, so yeah. welcome, welcome. I am the Chris who plays games, playing retro games every Monday at 9:15 p.m. EST, well, Eastern, really, and whatever I feel like every Friday at 9:15. Tonight we're playing some Super Mario Brothers 3. I almost just said Super Mario Maker, which is 100% not true, and hanging out. So I will likely not finish this game tonight, but I am currently just playing my way away, drinking some beer and having some fun. So good to see you all. Yeah, you didn't see that twerk. Yeah, I will probably be getting back to Mario 64 on Monday. I had hoped to do it this weekend, but because I am here at my father-in-law's house, I couldn't find a way to get my save over to my computer. So, you can't change the capture from a native 3K. I mean, that would definitely be a problem. So OBS capturing a large resolution is going to have a couple problems. One is transcoding of, like, you know, the output resolution. So in my case, I was having trouble transcoding 720p, had to go to 480p. But the other thing is that you will have trouble with... Take care, Stingray. Have a great night. Stingray Gaming, by the way, is another streamer who was earlier playing exactly this game as part of his celebration of a 1-year anniversary on YouTube Gaming, I believe, and also plays retro games on Sundays, as well as other things on other days. So definitely check him out if you're interested in some more retro gaming action, as well as other channels like Soy Bomb and Snap Click Cat. Yeah, so the other problem is that the game capture, you know, being a high resolution can mean that the game capture resources are pretty high. So if you are using a, I'm going to use one of these things. Yeah, so there's you know, lower resolution can mean a couple things. Like, usually, if you want to stream at a lower resolution, like output resolution, OBS has options to scale the output or to change the, like, input, you know, stream content, right? So you can say, like, I want a space that is 1280 by 720, but I would like you to rescale it to 640 by 480 or whatever. Or you can say, I would like my, you know, space that I'm working in to be 640 by 480, which is what I did, and that way there's no scaling after the fact, and what is being transcoded can change, you know, following that. Or changes following the, I assume, the output resolution, possibly scaling the input resolution to get there. There we go. Take care, Neko. Thank you for stopping by. It's nice to see you. Yeah. Yeah, so why not? You should be able to adjust your canvas. But the reality is that if your game is at... So I don't know why you can't adjust your canvas. If you're not streaming, you should be able to adjust your canvas size. I just did it in OBS, but... Oh, so John Cooney was actually not going tomorrow. He's there today for another event at the YouTube space in New York. So I don't know if he's going to be around for the event tomorrow. I think he's not, but I told him that you were going to be there. So the Gaming Boss Clark, you are so bad at Mario. I am too, so do not feel bad. It is easy to be bad at Mario. Zoy or Zoicotic. I think we decided that's how it's done, right? Thank you for stopping by the streams when I was at Galloping Ghost. It was cool to see you. I know I didn't get to say much because I was handing the camera around to all the other people who were there, like Narcost and Miss Rebel and Kadzo and a bunch of other folks like that. So, but yeah, thanks for poking your head in. I love it too. Anyway, have a curry muffin puff. So are you in New York, M0? I didn't realize that. Or are you, like, a fair ways out? I should, like, come down and we should get together. But Born Depressed, I think you figured out earlier that AWOL is actually in Colorado, right? And not even that far from you? He doesn't stream, but the other thing is that there's always reasons to come to Colorado, too. Yeah, anyway, so you should be able to scale your canvas. So scaling down the canvas can help. But the reality is that if you're capturing a game that's running at full screen, like 3800, you know, 4K resolution, 4K resolution. AWOL, his name is AWOL. He lives in or near. He works in Thornton, so I don't know where he actually lives. Yeah, I should just make a trip down to New York. So I think what's going to happen is the next time John Cooney is in New York for some YouTube Spaces event, I'm going to go down there and make him give me a tour. Oh man, I'm not doing super well here. When I continue, do I keep all of my little items? Oh, I'm gonna have to like actually use some items here because if I do lose, it's going bad. Take care, Chris GCA. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know where anything is. Thornton's where the Google office is, so I think he lives near Denver. So yeah, lower your canvas size, lower your in-game resolution, because the in-game resolution will change how the game capture works. Well, I guess on OS X you use Siphon, but the game capture takes resources. The game will also take resources. So if you're getting chop, which is what I was getting earlier, it is likely because your encoding is overloaded or because some of these things are too big. So I would lower your resolution, your canvas size to 1080p. I would leave your output not scaled, and I would lower your game resolution to 1080p as well, and play that way and see if you're still getting chop. I think that that's the most likely thing to help, is to kind of just lower all those resolutions. I mean, 3840 by 1060 is the standard, aspect ratio of. I mean, it's a 4K resolution, so 4K is the same aspect ratio, 16 by 9 aspect ratio as just about everything else. So just pick 1920 by 1080. You'll stream in 1080 to YouTube, and from there you can do everything else like that. So that is probably what you want to do. Yes, it will upscale all your layout items. You will have to rearrange them because you're currently living in a space where you're creating 4,000. I mean, you're creating 4,000 times 2,000 pixels or whatever it is, and 12,000 or 120,000 pixels is a lot for video encoding to deal with. So by lowering it, you're going to have to rearrange things, but you'll be at a resolution which is usable. Hey, King Dingaling, not much. I'm just playing some Mario. Yeah, I'm clearly not doing very well, so I'm not sure how much I've got this, but I only got 4 lives left, which is kind of bad. All right, let's pull this mushroom out. Just ripping through items here, ripping through them. My goal here is really just to finish this level before I die, 3 more times and have to continue, because I know that resets some things, possibly a whole lot of things, so let's not do that. Let's win. I think we should win. Not this time, maybe. Maybe next time I'll win. Why am I playing Mario? Because Mario's a cool game? Why wouldn't I play Mario? What do you think I should play instead, King Dingling? I guess that's the question. So Born Depressed, you asked a little bit about community outreach, and one of the things that I would say is that being engaging and engaged and actively, kind of listening to and participating with people in chat is also a thing that can bring people back. So, I mean, I think you do a relatively good job of this. I'm not saying you don't, but it is certainly the case that, if you are, hostile to people, it can be disruptive. Even if you don't feel like you're being hostile, it can certainly be the case that some things you say during stream can, push both the vocal minority and the silent majority away. So how far am I from? Well, I'm in Boston, so I'm hours and hours away, but I should come down to New York more often. I've really never been to New York as like a tourist. I went once for like a code sprint, and I was staying in like downtown Manhattan at a loft, startup space for a little bit. But I've never been, and I've been to the New York office, on 8th Ave. but I haven't really been and like done any touristing or anything else like that in New York. So it's not that you're hostile in general, Born Depressed, but it is that I stopped in and listened to a conversation, and I felt like instead of being kind of open and accepting, you were you know, pushing back hard on what someone was telling you, and it was enough to turn me off, and I just kind of went to sleep instead. So it's not like I was doing anything else interesting, but or really necessarily should even been watching streams, but yeah. So I think that you are very and you can be whatever you want to be. But you are very committed to your Born Depressed theme, and in your response to someone bringing it up, I think that you said something which was maybe easy to interpret as criticism for someone who stops by. So, that's a way you can run your stream. It's a way you can do anything, and I'm sure that there's tons of ways to build audiences. But one of the ways that I work on building my audiences is by trying to connect with people, right? So when King Dingaling asks why I'm playing Mario, I'm not just like, hey, fuck off, asshole. Like, I try and kind of engage and figure out what should I be playing. What's your favorite game? What's going on there? And I think that's one of the ways that you can kind of build the engagement. I think that, for example, One Shot Girl, one of the people we were talking about earlier, builds a lot of that engagement through a lot of cheese, and she makes and writes songs, and she's, grown this community of people who are really engaged with her content, because, everyone has the ability to feel like you connect to it. And I think that that's a hard thing to do. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is not an easy gig. If you want to get rich and famous, and you're considering doing YouTube, I have better advice for you. Rob a bank, because it's going to get you rich and famous in just about a much better way than YouTube. God damn it. So I think like all of these levels reset, right? God damn it. I should have tried harder. Should have tried harder. I mean, keep in mind, nobody wants to criticize you here, right? Like, I'm offering advice because you're asking a question, and I'm trying to answer as, faithfully and honestly as I can in order to provide some, a helping hand. I dig your content. I dig watching you. I would love to see you grow an audience. But I think that you should set expectations, reasonably, and you should, be conscious of things that can be off-putting at an early stage, as far as building things goes. So, but yeah, as far as other stuff, I mean, community building is hard work. I've been, working hard on building community for live stream alerts, and it is still the case that about 75% of the people who use the site are like, wow, I can't believe I haven't heard of this at any point in the past, 4 months that I've been making it. So, you think I should be partying? Well, King Dingaling, are you partying? Am I like on the big screen at your party, and you're just trying to like invite me over? Because I will totally come to your party, if I'm invited. But if I'm not invited, I guess I just don't have any parties to go to tonight, so I decided to play video games instead. Well, thank you, LPNP. I'm glad that I am invited. No! God damn it. There's a party over here, a party over there. Put your hands in the air and shake your derriere. Whoop, there it is. But I'll also say, like I said, if you're getting a viewer in your first 2 months, you are more successful than I was. If you are getting multiple viewers in your first 2 months, you are more successful than I was in my first, 3. My first live stream, sorry, had essentially no viewers. I think that I had one where I streamed for 45 minutes and one person showed up, one where I streamed for 45 minutes and nobody showed up. I think my 7th live stream, I got 6 total concurrents. And I was so excited. I was off the charts. It was my original goal to ever get to 10 concurrents, and I didn't actually think I would ever make it there. Like, that was my original goal for my channel, and I thought that was going to be a lifetime goal because I was just never going to build an audience. And I've been able to do that, and that's great. Like, I've been able to make connections, make friends, make social connections. And making social connections, by the way, is the reason why I have a channel that's the size it is. It is the reason why I have been able to, make everything I've made. It has come from social connections. You can see it. AWOL is someone I work with. Jose, I talked to when he was streaming. Jared, I've met in person at near PAX East, but met originally by watching his stream online and poking my head into comments. I think that people seem to significantly underestimate the positive impact of recognition of just poking your head in and talking to people. And it's now basically the case that anytime I walk into a stream, I'm getting a shout out. So whether it's card plays or One Shot Girl, whether it's any of these people, it's a reputation I've been able to build, and that's a thing. So I mean, I think one of the problems, I may be misunderstanding. I'm gonna die. Please don't kill me. Die. There we go. Is that, at 70 subs, so, 70 subs for me was my first 4 months. August, September, October, November. I hit 75 subs on my 24-hour stream that I did for Extra Life on November 9th. I was streaming off and on throughout then. Things you need to do in order to continue to grow. Consistency is key. People have to know when you're going to be on. Maybe you have a schedule. I don't know it off the top of my head. I haven't watched a lot of your content. That would make sense, but... King Dingaling, yeah, that's fine. I don't care about building my following anymore. I've got a great audience here, and I'm not worried about it. So, but you're right. In general, King Dingaling, that is also true. The only exception is that, for me, a lot of the following that I've been able to build has come from talking openly about YouTube. It's a little bit of my shtick. So this is why we talked about the Heroes program earlier. We talked about Prime Time. We talked about my, car being dead. These are and now we're at the let me give you advice on your channel portion of the evening. There's also the let's bitch about copyright while I tell you that copyright is a law and YouTube can't do about it much part of the evening. We have all of these things on our regular agenda here. And some people find these things off-putting, right? And that's okay. If you find it uninteresting to talk about how to build audiences and communities online, that's 100% okay, and feel free to bail. I totally understand that is something that is not always attractive. So yeah, Snap Click Cat, I know, it's awesome, right? Yeah, you missed the twerking. You also missed the hour-long fighting with my stream to get it to work. Was I bullied growing up? Not really a lot. I had the whole I had a kind of a mascot-ish thing going for me. Where I would, oh, I got it! Yes! I mean, it's not a star, but I'll take it. Yeah, so I'm in 480p, glorious 480p, yeah. But yeah, so was I bullied? Not really. I got a little bit of kind of abuse, at the hands of some people, but I also had, powerful friends, I guess you could say that. Popular friends is really the word that I mean to say, who would stick up for me. So, the cutest girl in the school would stand up for me in high school, and it was amazing how much the guys who wanted to get in her pants would, you know, shut up when she basically was like, you know, hanging out with me or whatever else like that. And then when I was younger, you know, it was guys. You know, you'd have I was on the cross country team, and so I would, you know, if someone wanted to bully me, then I would have that kind of going for me. And before that, I think I was just a teacher's pet. And so people didn't really want to fuck with me too much with fear of getting in trouble with the teacher. I did have someone steal one of my shoes and throw it over the gym wall when I was, like, you know, in 3rd grade. I remember this pretty clearly because he was, his name was Josh, and I knew that because all his friends were, like, you know, saying his name. And then I got called down to the principal's office, or I went home without a shoe, and I told my mom and went into the principal's office and everything else like that. And, you know, they called, "Is Josh in your class today?" And the teacher was like, "Which Josh?" And I was like, "I don't know. His name's Josh. What do I know?" So, yeah. Yeah, Stepclick Cat. I agree. Yeah, so King Dingling, I wasn't a popular kid. The popular kids just, like, had a tendency to protect me. So I was an unpopular kid who the popular kids would accept around. So, I mean, I'm trying to answer this question as honestly as I can. I'm not trying to, like, you know, sneak anything by you. So I think there was a little bit of bullying, but not a ton, is how I describe it. So, yeah. So, you know, I've gone through a lot, but anyway, Snapclick Cat, how are you? I was talking about you earlier about another streamer on the YouTube gaming platform who plays retro games. Another thing about Snapclick Cat, of course, is that she is an artist as well, and recently painted a set of IKEA lac end tables with gorgeous Link and Zelda paintings. She's selling the pair of them for something along the lines of $400, I think. And I would consider getting them if I had any room in my house for them. I've actually almost been considering, like, trying to rearrange my office so they would fit somewhere, but, yeah. I mean, Born Depressed, never mind. You're normal too, dude. Like, you spend a lot of time beating yourself up and worrying and you know, thinking about, you know, am I doing good enough? Is this working well enough? Anything else like that? How do I build community? How do I do X? How do I do Y? Like, just take a chill pill, relax, and take a deep breath. But I think that in order to do that, you also probably need to get into a state where you're not thinking about YouTube as a career at the moment. There are relatively few people who can start it out that way, and probably none of the people who are here are among them. So, you know, just chillax. But yeah, so Snapclick Cat's art streams are awesome because I can just chill. They're very relaxing. She'll put on some Zelda or Mario music or whatever else like that and do watercolors or oil paints or all this other stuff, so. But yeah, so my growth was what? Like, I hit 75 subs during month 4 of intermittently streaming. There we go. I did, let's see, what else did I do? I hit 500 subs after 6 months. And that was really through a lot of social interaction. I got raids by Stat, I got raids by, you know, other people like that, so. Oh yeah, no problem, Mistledine. It's not your fault that you're wrong. It's okay. No, I'm just kidding. I know there's a lot of people who are upset about Heroes. We talked about it earlier in the stream, actually. But I think that a lot of the frustration about Heroes is based on kind of a misimpression of how much impact Heroes can possibly have. God damn it, there are 4 cards left, and I still fucked it up. At least I didn't fuck it up totally. King Dingling, I am 32 years old, despite the crappy 14-year-old stash and the funny hat. I'm also bald. YouTube Heroes is a new program from YouTube. Well, it's not actually. It's a rename of an existing program from YouTube called Trusted Flaggers, which will allow people to who are dedicated to providing good content and, you know, help on YouTube to have access to improved tools and access to YouTube support in order to help them do flagging better. So YouTube is a site that is constantly under attack by bad actors, and in order to, you know, protect itself, it needs the help of the community because there's 500 hours of content uploaded to YouTube every minute. And so if we were to hire people to watch all of that content, we would be talking about hiring 120,000 employees, which is obviously impractical for many reasons. And so it basically gives users the ability to gain points from correctly flagging inappropriate content on YouTube, which is a violation of policies or anything else like that. I would, honestly, Born Depressed, I don't even think you need to change my personal opinion, and I know you've already kind of said I don't agree with Chris. The user icon is fine. The hanging man in your stream is probably unnecessary. You'll notice that I have very little branding in my stream anyway, and I think that, like, ditching the branding from the video with the little animated hanging dude would be a step in a more palatable direction for me personally. So there you go. I love your sense of humor about your shit, by the way. Like, I love pretty much all of that. Well, this level's like a maze. I don't know how comfortable I am with that. Take this turtle. This turtle will help me. Oh no, you can't carry turtles through things? What is this? Like, not Super Mario Maker? So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of frustration about YouTube Heroes. Most of it is based on, seems to be based on misunderstanding. The idea that YouTube Heroes will have the ability to actually take down content, which of course they will not, because only YouTube can take down content. Instead, what they will have the ability to do is flag it, and I mean that's a thing that is good. Flags are good. Good flags are better though. So YouTube probably, my estimate that I keep saying is, like, you know, YouTube has 1 billion people on the site. If they each watch 3 videos a day, there's 3 billion watches per day. If, you know, 1 out of every 1,000 videos or watches results in a flag, that would mean that YouTube is generating 3 million flags a day. And of those 3 million flags a day, based on the numbers in our blog post, like 30% of them are correct. 30% of flags are correct, which means 70% are incorrect, and YouTube has to deal with that no matter what, right? There are, in that case, 2 million flags that are useless every day. Fly up. Yeah, I know. I've got to get rid of the mustache. I should have gotten rid of it before the stream. I meant to grab a razor and take care of it, and I failed and ran out of time, and, you know, we're up at my father-in-law's house because we're taking care of him this weekend, and I just forgot. So yeah, I mean, I've watched some channels that have a really heavy, you know, set of extra material. I think the SnapClick Cat, you know, you've got your little logo in the bottom right, and that's not too extreme. But when I see streams that have, like, you know, a ton of branding elements or other things like that, it gets to be overkill in one case, and it's just like I'd really rather kind of concentrate on the content that I came here for. I don't need your branding shoved in my face. I mean, this is the same as, like, when I look at CNN, and they've got all these, like, you know, tickers and scrolling and all these other things, and I'm like, I'm not really into that. I'd really just like to watch this clip without, you know, breaking news, Trump is a fucking moron, or whatever else like that. So, hey, Dr. Jojo Buddha, welcome to the stream. Welcome. That would be what Barb would say. Welcome, Buddha, Jojo Buddha. Alright, let's, oh, I was gonna say let's get me a mushroom, but that went the wrong way, so I'm just gonna not get a mushroom. How about let's not get me a mushroom? Woohoo! You're right, Trump is not a moron. Trump is a very smart asshole. He's not a moron at all. I won't say he knows exactly what he's doing at all times, but I feel like he's got a lot more smarts than people give him credit for, so. I have to get the feather and fly up to beat this one too, or oh, actually, you might be on the previous level still, so. Do I have any, like... Oh, look, I can go get a thing. Let's see if we can get a thing here. Well, that's great, Dr. Jojo Buddha. Yeah, no, that's fine, Christy. Someone else mentioned that, so I will, I'll go back to it. Let's get some leafy action. Here we go. We'll just go with the P. How about that? Now I can fly! Oh, that's not useful. Is this useful? You want in and out. There's no in and out by us, right? In and out's like a California thing or something. Yeah, so, what were we... Oh, yeah, so YouTube Heroes. So I think overall, a lot of the information on YouTube Heroes is based on misunderstanding, and the rest of it is based on a lack of trust of YouTube. I can't blame you for not trusting YouTube. How do I get past these guys? I have to take a shell up? Take care, M0. Wow, that's like complex. Like Kaizo complex, man. Alright, let's get out of here. Ah, protein style. I thought animal style was the thing you're supposed to get. Was I misinformed? It's true, Brad Pritchard. I can get behind that. Its contents may help you on your way. Whoa, I got a weird thingy. Ah! Get out of here. Oh. Oh, it's a hammer suit. Okay. Alright, let's get some Hammer Brother out of here. Get out of here, Hammer Brother. You gonna drop down on top of me? Nope, you're not. That's good. I hate it when they do that. No bun? Weirdo. Okay, yeah. So I basically spent all day today arguing on Reddit with people about YouTube Heroes. And a lot of the distrust comes down from, you know, things that we've actively screwed up in communication, right? Like, we screwed up communication on the demonetization stuff. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that we could have handled that much better than we did. And now there's still an impression that YouTube is demonetizing massive amounts of content based on, you know, arbitrary guidelines that are, like, way more aggressive than they actually are. Because people saw a bunch of demonetization notices and were like, oh no, YouTube is demonetizing everything right now, and just freaked out about that, and didn't actually pay attention to what was being demonetized or the fact that now they could appeal, and most of those appeals were being granted. In fact, according to John Green, he hadn't actually heard at the time of an appeal not being granted. Although I think that was not true. There were some that were not granted that are super extreme. But the imagination that you can't swear on YouTube comes from a complete misunderstanding that because people were demonetized for all kinds of reasons, and they just looked at the guidelines and said, you can't swear anymore! And that's just not how it is. I mean, again, it's back to the you know, Comedy Central versus HBO line. That's the way I think of it. It's not the exact same line that YouTube uses, but that's approximately the space that you're talking about. Can you say it in front of an advertiser? If a traditional media advertiser on a channel like Comedy Central is willing to pay for it, it is almost certain that YouTube advertisers are willing to pay for it because they're mostly the same kind of advertisers. If they're not willing to pay for it on a, you know, cable news television network, then it's likely that you can't, and that's a thing. You will eat my heart. I can't go to In-N-Out now. No, I mean, Bored and Depressed, it's not about, I mean, I don't know. Small channels, I don't think, well, I don't know, whatever. the content that is going to be gotten rid of through YouTube Heroes is not user content. It's garbage. It's spammers. It's abusive people. It's people who are attacking the YouTube site all the time. That's the target. Like, flagging is really about stopping people from abusing YouTube. And it's the flagging for demonetization stuff is almost entirely automated. Like, that's not what this is about. And while I certainly am not going to say like there is no, you know, non-automated flagging for you know, demonetization, it's really not the target audience. Take care, Jojo, aka Sean, I guess. Yeah, I've never played this world. I'm 90% sure. So yeah, sure. I mean, if you can't make time, I mean, so subtitles for live streams. I actually talked with the captions team, and I was like, you know, I would love to see automated captions for my 4-hour live streams, but the reality is I get like 12 views after they're live, and so that, like, you know, post-live automated speech recognition captions don't make sense. I did also talk to them like about ASR for live, which I would love to see. I think that would be so awesome. And they were like, yeah, we think it would be awesome too. We just need, you know, another 4 people. So I was kind of amused. The lead of the captions team at Google, his name is Ken, and he, the tech lead, and he is, he actually, his work picture is him in like a Jedi costume. So he is the Jedi of captions. So he's got like a whole Obi-Wan Kenobi look going on, which I thought was awesome. I think that one of the things I'll say is that for if you have a transcript of a piece of content, creating a set of captions for it is actually way easier now. Like, go through it, you know, you type your transcript, you watch through the video and kind of correct anything that you said differently, and then you just submit it, and YouTube does all the timing and arrangement and everything else for you. It's awesome. So could it be used to take a channel down if they had enough followers to attack a channel? No, PD. All flags are reviewed by YouTube, and only if they actually violate the guidelines will they be taken down. And in general, like, content taken down for community guidelines violations require 3 strikes before the channel will go down. So in order for that to, you know, happen, if a channel was not violating the community guidelines, then, you know, a channel can only get taken down if they have 3 videos which violate the community guidelines and YouTube agrees. Flags help YouTube find bad content. They don't change how it's reviewed by YouTube. And so that's a really important distinction that I think a lot of people aren't making, is that, like, the YouTube Heroes program is not giving control to anyone other than YouTube employees, who already have the control, and likely will not be changing the number of bad flags in any meaningful way, because there's already 2 million of them a day. Instead, it will just be increasing the number of good flags, which, given there's, like, you know, say 300 people in the Trusted Flagger program right now, is probably not going to increase it drastically, but some of those flaggers are insane. Like, there are Trusted Flaggers out there who have correctly, according to YouTube guidelines and policy and everything else like that, flagged hundreds of thousands of videos. I don't understand how, I don't understand why, I don't understand anything about it or anything like that, but I mean, again, no one can issue a strike except for YouTube. Jim is not a national treasure, he's an asshole. IHE was a fat finger, like, someone just pushed the wrong button. Is what I think it was. I don't remember exactly what that was. But I was reading, you know, one of our existing Trusted Flaggers and top contributors was like, it was a YouTube mistake, and I think YouTube actually gave IHE like a partner manager after that to discuss things like this and so on and so forth. It was basically like just a whole mess of, like, you know, either technical or social mistakes. I don't know which. Like, the people who do reviews are still human, right? And so it's not impossible for people to get I can see past his facade. I just don't approve of the way that he does things. I get that it's a facade, and I still don't like it. So yeah, I hate everything. So the copyright is a different issue, and I'm not talking about copyright. Copyright is a different issue, and the law is deeply involved in copyright, and I can't speak to that. But ignoring the law aspects, damn. No, I'm drinking tonight. I'm drinking just a little bit. I got beer in the fridge. I'm at my father-in-law's house, but drinking from the fridge, and I got more beer. I don't even know if I'm gonna stop. Like, I was drinking Pepsi up until like later than usual, so I might even play a little bit longer than usual. And so, but yeah, so ignoring copyright, which is a completely different issue that is largely based on legalities and not, you know, YouTube policy. The things where things happen are one of two cases. Either they're automated, which it sucks that we have to automate so much, but we are under constant attack by hundreds of thousands of people, which makes that somewhat necessary. So I'm probably not supposed to say this, but you know, some of you may have heard of like Tekinator getting strikes repeatedly on his channel, and there was no human involved in those strikes. He got strikes on his channel because a piece of software decided he should get strikes based on information that we had to the best of our ability. That was what we were going to do, and that sucks, absolutely. But it needs to happen because of a lot of reasons that are complex and hard to go into. So it's either software or it's someone fat-fingered something. And it's much more often software than fat-fingering, so... The final hope, I don't know if we do or not, but I don't know. I mean, we could, but I have no idea if we do. And I say we could, not because YouTube could, but because, like, anybody can, right? Like, you can keep JavaScript running that times how long someone is on a page. I would actually assume that, like, Google Analytics does that in general. And I don't know if YouTube does it in specific, so... There's probably lots of web pages out there that do that type of thing. Fat fingering sounds. It does, doesn't it? Alright, I feel like if I can get this door open, it's going to be better for me. So I'm going to try and do that. Which is going to be hard if I keep getting hit. Yes, Snapclick I am drinking tonight. I'm drinking a blonde ale at the moment. I figured out what you meant. So final hope, I'm a little bit wary about spending too much time answering one-on-one questions about flagging and stuff for reasons that are silly but true. Did anyone notice you, Splatoon Pro? I didn't. You just said hi, so I didn't really have a lot to respond to there. You got to give me something to go on. Like, be like, hi, I'm your biggest fan, or hi, I have the largest penis on Earth, or whatever, then I can, like, have a nice argument with you. Or you could be like, hi, I hate YouTube heroes, and then you'd just be like everybody on Reddit, and I could argue with that, too. My Reddit posting history today is, like, a mess of YouTube hero stuff, so... if it really doesn't fit in chat, it's fine. Like, reach out to me on Discord, and that's fine, but, if it's, Oh, apparently Splatoon Pro didn't deal with that. God damn it. Reddit is a vile hive of villainy and sin or something like that. Game over, man. Game over. Break this out. Yeah, I'm not very good at this part of the game. Never played it. That is odd, Final Hope. I don't know why or how that would happen. That's very strange to me. It is not entirely impossible that there are some... No, I can't think of any good things. No, this is on neither of those things, Splatoon. This is on a emulator on my Mac laptop. I am just like all over the place tonight. It is really hard to stream and read. You'd think I'd have gotten used to it at some point in basically the last year. I remember when I had 30 Lives 2. I'd like to go back to that. I really should have like gotten more lives. I had the opportunity. I totally flubbed that first level. I should have just died and gotten more lives, but it is not true, LPNP. No, I'm at my father-in-law's house. We're staying here. He's bedridden and has been since his stroke 4 years ago. And since my mother-in-law died, the siblings, of which there are luckily 5, are trading off on weekends of doing home care. So we keep him company, we give him medications, we do other things like that. So screw it. I don't need that thing. I'll just beat the level without it. That is LPNP, the case, yes. God damn it. Yeah, King Dingling, my wife. Oh yeah, no, so, Brad, I did tell you I'm 32, right, King Dingling? I know you weren't paying attention, but I'm married with a 19-year-old and a 15-year-old stepkid, so. Anyway, what was I? Oh yeah. So Jess's siblings, 4 of Jess's siblings were all born in a 39-month stretch. So yeah, there was definitely dedication and lack of birth control was involved. Jess's mom actually apparently went to have her tubes tied 4 days after the last kid was born, and you know, the doctor said, "So how old is your most recent child?" And she said 4 days. But yeah, so she was, after that she was done. Jess, of course, was born 17 years later when the tubal in question failed. So, you know, even sometimes birth control isn't quite enough. Well, thank you very much, Splatoon Pro. I'm sorry I don't have like any alerting or whatever today. My setup is a bit less legit than usual. Damn it. What other games do I play? So I play retro games every Monday at 9:15 and whatever I feel like every Friday at 9:15. Recently this has meant N64 games. I'm currently making my way through Super Mario 64. and also other things. I do a lot of indie games. I've recently did Ori and the Blind Forest, as well as a Metroid playthrough and some other stuff like that. So it depends on the day, it depends on my mood, depends on what people vote for. There's a game suggestion form in the description below that I use to go through things. Yeah. Why are we saying Snap Click Cat? I don't get it. You're new here, Matt? I think that's true. You're definitely new here. Never seen you before. Welcome to the strat. Not really. I mean, you are new. You are welcome here, but you're not new here, and you know it. You know it! Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die. Okay, I'm good. Oh, she donated? What? I'm sorry. For kidney? Yeah, I've got no donation alerts because my tools are busted. I mean, not my tools, my stream was busted, and I removed my alerting as a way to test whether that was the cause, and the answer was, no, the alerting was not the cause, but then I never put it back because my stream is low rent tonight. God damn it! Okay, so I have to get into that door and back out and past that guy without getting hit, and I'm doing very poorly at that. In fact, I'm gonna try the other door, and maybe I'll have more success this way. No! No! Oh! Fuck you, turtle! Madamus Prime, we're gonna fix that problem right now, I think. There we go. That problem should be fixed, Madamus Prime. Sorry for the trouble. Yeah, I like Domino's. Little Caesars is not acceptable. I mean, I know that everyone else would say Domino's is not acceptable, and I will accept that their hate is probably accurate, but for me, god damn it. I've had lots of pizza, and when I'm having a shitty day and I just want to order a pizza, it's Domino's that I want. So I was also just in Chicago, the city where pizza is eaten with a fork, apparently. Despite growing up there, I did not really do a lot of deep dish when I was growing up there, so this was a little bit of a surprise to me. So we went to, what's it called? Lou Minalti's Pizza in Chicago. And my whole team was... Oh, god damn it! I fucked it up. Hey Ernie, how's it going? Yeah, so I went to Luminalti's Pizza and we had Chicago style deep dish because that's what you have when you go to Chicago, obviously. And it was good, but it was not, you know, I'm just not a deep dish kind of guy in general for pizza. Oh yeah, sure. Now you show up, you stupid fucking turtle. Fuck it. That's right. Casserole pizza. Yeah, so I do Domino's probably once every 2 months-ish, about that frequency, and it's good comfort food for me. I mean, comfort food isn't maybe necessarily the right word, but it's you know, I know exactly what I'm getting. It's never any different. You know, it's a lot of things that I like there. So. Turtle, I fucking hate you. Yes, I know. I'm gonna die because this level is freaking impossible. I should just use a freaking P-Wing. But I do not like Pizza Hut by comparison. Hey, James Baker. How is he a mod? I just made him a mod, that's how. Rule number 1 of being a mod. Chris says you're a mod when he says you're a mod, and not before and not after. Because after, it doesn't matter. Animus has been in front of the stream for a long time, man. Okay. Oh, you fucker! Staff click cat, you can get banned. You want that? Yeah, no you don't. Alright. Sarah for anti-mod. Oh god! No! Fuck. Oh no, I've used up all my P-Wings. Shit. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. God damn it. Ah, whatever. I have no P-Wings. For the record, I was trying to mod Sarah, not Splatoon. Splatoon, you're a mod for now because I'm too lazy to go and remove you, but if you say too much shit or you look like a moron, I will remove that. So don't be an idiot and everything will be fine. In general, asking for a mod is absolutely asking how to get mod, why you have mod, anything else like that is absolutely the worst way to get it, because, like, generally speaking, those who have power, those who desire power are unfit to wield it. In my channel, pretty much everyone is a mod, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. I mean, not pretty much everyone. I know there's a bunch of you here who aren't, but mostly the reason that people are mods is because they get timed out by YouTube and they complain about it, and I don't believe that YouTube's timeouts are set appropriately, and as a result, I will fix that problem for just about anyone who has it. So yeah, that's basically how mod decisions get made in this channel, is, like, do you type enough that I trust you to not be a dick? And did you actively complain about the fact that YouTube was timing you out? Okay, is there like a trick here where if I go up to the right, the turtle will reset or something? This level's freaking hard, man. Not my fault. Nightbot does not suck. Nightbot is a lovely tool configured by streamers to do exactly what they tell them to. The fact that the default settings are a little bit aggressive kind of makes me frustrated, but I also know that even when I point out that the default settings are a bit aggressive to people, they're like, no, I like it that way. So if streamers are going to choose to be aggressive, then be aggressive is my answer. Ugh! Fuck that level. So Nightbot is a robot. It is programmed by a dude named Night, sending a mean email to Night because Nightbot is doing something that the streamer configured it to do is kind of silly, and the person you should talk to is the person who created or who set up the Nightbot in your channel. Because I don't want to skip. That's the whole point. Robots don't even exist. Okay, so just to be clear, there is a guy in this channel who works on robots for a living at a company called Right Hand Robotics. I can pretty much guarantee you that robots exist. Now, robots don't exist in the terms of, like, androids or, you know, sentient beings or some of the other things that you might think of as robots, but to say robots don't exist is kind of silly. Manufacturing is increasingly being done by robots, and in fact, the increase in automation is likely to cause a drastic change in the social environment within the next 30 years. And so to ignore the reality of robots in the world that you live in is probably actually a little bit scary. So, yeah, Mark, there you go. Mark works at Right Hand Robotics, working on robotic hands. So doing things like, you know, computer vision for picking things up and stuff like that, as far as I know. Mark, you can tell me I'm saying everything wrong. But I still think my favorite story of his about robots is, you know, how sometimes it seems like the robots are really out to get you. Yes, 5 extra lives. Clintus Games, good to see you. Yes, if you have a job that robots can do, they will soon. That is correct. I was actually listening to one of Trump's economic financial advisors on the radio on NPR earlier, and he was talking about how we need to bring back, you know, manufacturing to this country. And when it was pointed out that, like, if it can be done cheaper elsewhere, you're a businessman, don't you know that it will be done cheaper elsewhere? His answer was, well, we need to bring manufacturing back to this country, which I thought was telling about how much, you know, actual, like, how do you plan to do that? But his basic answer was globalization was bad, and therefore we should have less of it. We're not going to roll back globalization, he said. We just need to, you know, we've just gone too far. Which is kind of like, you're dumb. Ooh, I like that. Let's do more of that. Running past everything while it's a coin? Yes. Oh, no. Sort of yes. Oh god, I don't like you, you stupid fish. Yeah, I mean, I think robots taking over the world is, maybe a little bit, like, questionable, but I don't think that, robots are gonna go away anytime soon. Let's go with that. Alright, let's use my frog. I like frogs. Speaking of robots who can animate, though, one of the, god damn it. One of the projects I'm interested in is actually a project called Real Artists. It is a project, a indie short film based on the novel of the same name by Ken Liu, and it talks about what content creation will look like in the future as we move to an increasingly automated world. I think if you're interested in checking out the film, you should check out my cards. If you click in the upper right corner of my screen, hover over and tap on it, you'll see a little eye icon, and if you click on that little eye icon, it'll pop up a link to their Seed and Spark campaign. The Seed and Spark campaign is actually a little bit of a special thing. If they get more than 1,000 followers in their 30-day campaign, they will be able to get things like Netflix and Hulu distribution. So I played a trailer of theirs during the last, or their kind of promo pitch piece during the last stream. But if you have not subscribed already, you should check out Seed and Spark. It's being done by an awesome woman filmmaker friend of mine. She is has been, you know, just awesome in creating a, you know, cast and crew which is more than 75% women and more than 50% people of color, in an effort to kind of move the needle on those particular metrics. Something hard to do in any field, much less one that is, you know, very much dominated by men. Yeah, absolutely. So this is a side effect of Seed and Spark. Seed and Spark is a new kind of crowdfunding platform targeted at filmmakers, and they apparently just do this. They, you know, if you get 1,000 followers, you get their filmmakers box, an $8,000 value with a bunch of like distribution stuff and other things like that. So I think it's pretty neat, and I've been trying to get people to like the stream or like the page, follow the page so that they can get there. Basically, are you willing to trade 1/1000th of your access to your email in order for an awesome person to get access to a system to distribute her awesome content? And I would say yes. I have heard of Minecraft Story Mode. Yes, absolutely. I've played. Well, no, I've watched a bunch of people play Minecraft Story Mode. I hate Telltale games. I just have no love for them at all. So you will probably never see me playing it, but I have heard of it. All right, we'll get that at least. Damn. I don't know what this hammer suit's gonna do for me, but I feel like it's better than nothing. Well, never mind. I mean, I assume that's related to your work, Leif, or connections you've made in previous jobs. I mean, I could be wrong on this front, but given what you do, that wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, so I was going to tell my favorite story about robots from Mark working for Right Home Robotics. He was telling the story at one point. He was trying to teach the robot, and he felt like the robot was getting upset at him and actually went after him. So he was, constantly taking away a box that the robot was supposed to grab. So that the robot would look for the box it was supposed to grab. Mark would reach in, grab the box, and move it before the robot could grab it to see if the robot would follow the box and grab it from its new location. Something that would be important if robots are going to grab things and move them around and other things like that. And what he found was after enough tries, the robot, instead of going for the box, went for his hand. And, of course, in your rational, I'm a computer scientist, programmer guy mind, I have a, I know that this robot isn't trying to grab my hand because he's angry at me, but it can very much feel that way. When you look at the logs, of course, you find out that the reason that this happened is because, Mark moved his hand in a little bit too soon, so the robot identified, when the robot went to identify the picture of what the box looked like, it actually got Mark's hand instead. Yeah, I think that, robots are here, they are among us, they are a real thing, they are replacing jobs left and right. Recently there's been a resurgence of manufacturing companies that are coming back to the U.S. And are bringing with them, 1/10 of the jobs that they had in these same facilities that they were in, 30 years ago. And the reason is because now, manufacturing robots do the other 90% of the work. So, don't be surprised at this. This is an important thing to be aware of, a trend that is continuing. So. Shit. God damn it. But Kat, if he travels, then he won't have a constant string of excuses to use for why he's not successful. What would he do with his life? Hey, my story wasn't stupid. Take care, Born Depressed. I'm not making fun of you for being poor. I'm making fun of you for always having an excuse, Born Depressed. Like, it's at this point becoming just a little bit amusing. Like, I can't get a job because I'm a writer and no one offers jobs to writers. Okay, well then get a job doing something that isn't writing. I can't do this. I can't do that. Like, I get it's hard. I do. Don't get me wrong. I am extremely lucky. I have been a well-off white male who's gotten, a lot of privilege. I totally understand that. and for me to criticize you on it is not really fair. But on the other hand, at some point you have to stop blaming other people for your or not necessarily blaming other people, but blaming your situation and just taking advantage of what you've got. You know, it's everyone's got hardships. You know, some people are poor. Some people have shitty, you know, 11-inch MacBook laptops. It's hard. You know, it's hard. And I can't provide answers for you. But at some point, you just have to work through all of those things and figure out a way. You know, I've been talking to a YouTuber on the platform who's like, you know, well, when I get 20,000 subs, it'll be enough, and I can just make a living on this, and I won't complain anymore. When I get 30,000 subs, I'll do that. When I hit 40,000, when I hit 50,000, and I'm like, no, like that's not how it works. You're gonna have to go out and do something else. And I mean, it also like something I don't know. It was mentioned in Silicon Valley as something that like expands the anus or something like that. So I don't know, Board Depressed. I'm sorry. I shouldn't give you shit on my stream. That's not really fair. I should give you shit on your stream instead. But it's just the fact that like I see this a lot. I see it from a lot of different creators who have great skills, but are convincing themselves that, you know, they don't, or the other way around as well. You know, don't have great skills and convince themselves that they do, and it's just it's you know, difficult. Yeah, and I mean the same is true for me with the streaming and like the drone flying and the 3D printing. Like all of these are things that people could say like, I want to make a living doing this, I want to do that, I want to whatever. I've seen them all, and the reality is that I look at all of these as like, would it be you know, cool if I got rich off of streaming? Maybe. I think it would actually be a little bit weird for me because I work for YouTube, and if I started making like, you know, a lot of money, I think they would give me weird looks, but I mean, I could show you my twerking again if we want to see what kind of dancer I am. Life is hard, and there are a million obstacles, and what you got to do is do your best and do what you love. And if you can find a way to make that pay for the bills, great. And if not, and you're just gonna do something else instead, then, you know, let's do that. But I don't know. Oh god! What? Ah, troll blocks! Yeah, LPMP, that is 100% true. Alright. Oh, okay. Well, it's nice that I did this. Almost just flubbed that. I didn't even think about popping all those up because I wasn't thinking I was going to have to go across, which was stupid because I could have recognized that from the direction I was going. Oh god, don't die! No! There we go. You cannot get me. That is correct. Nope, not this one. It's that one on the bottom. Alright. I mean, Brad cried almost as much when he saw the mustache that I just need to get rid of, so... Oh no, I want to go in there. What am I doing? So, here's the thing, Splatoon. Being popular doesn't make something not garbage. No! There are lots of things that are popular garbage. For example, 50 Shades of Grey. Absolute garbage. Quite popular. There's probably a lot more examples that I can't think of right now because I'm dumb. But there are lots of examples of things that are bad that are popular. What? I was sliding. Roblox is a, Ugh. I mean, reality TV varies a lot. Am I in a good spot? I'm trying to be more comfortable here. Okay, I'm not terrible. Hat spins won't be a thing, but that's okay. Yeah. Zoe Burger is a popular thing, which is an interesting phenomenon. I think that, you know, this is in part a side effect of the growth of live recommendations on YouTube. There's essentially, as far as I can figure, no way that Zoe Burger is coming by all of that traffic organically from her own, you know... can you guys hear the game music at all? I never even thought to ask that. I'm like looking at my volume levels and thinking like, maybe you can't actually even hear that. Yeah, no, it's true. Like, reality TV is mostly garbage, right? So if you look at content that's out there, how garbage it is largely correlated with how much money is spent on it. So reality, unscripted television is on average like $20,000 per minute produced. Scripted television is like $40,000 on average per, you know, minute produced. House of Cards is like 170,000. Big time sporting events are like, you know, close to 1 million, like, which is crazy to me. But YouTube content, by the way, average, you know, production cost per minute produced is $4,000. So, you know, 1/5 of reality TV. I don't know which, you know, bucket of creators they take to look at that, but I saw that stat at VidCon and I was like, well, that pretty much explains it, so. Good night, Slim. I mean, I'm just not going to finish the game tonight. I didn't think I was going to. It's alright. I want to play it through legit, and I'm fine with not finishing it today. I might actually pick it up later this weekend. I'm you know, stuck. I'm in a state where I'm not at home, so I may have some time to do some extra. I think so, Final Hope. I would expect them to. But I don't know. Or rather, I would assume that it is, but the other thing is that, like, my guess is they're also taking from big content creators. God damn it. This laptop's... The camera just pulls that laptop screen down. Yeah, no cheat codes tonight, because even though the rule is Chris should always cheat, I'm just not cheating. Let's hit you up. Go. God damn it. In fact, I think I might just be getting tired. Alright, so we're gonna... My beer is done. I'm getting tired, which, as I realized in hindsight, was why I moved the computer. I did, and then I died, and you have to start over the stages because I wasn't safe filming anything. Anyway, thank you for all for being here. Even though I'm in like glorious 480p, I'm gonna not be playing for now. All right, so we're gonna do 10 minutes of Q&A while I wait for my computer to wake up enough that I can mute this. My computer to be alive enough that I can actually raid somebody. So, yeah, I'm not gonna do any more twerking tonight. I'll watch some more twerking videos, and we'll get some more twerking on Monday. Don't get tired before you get drunk. I mean, I'm tired and drunk. So yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with another streamer. It's not gonna be Zoe Berger, even though she has 38,000 people watching her. Oh, that's what I was saying. There's no way that Zoe Berger's growth is entirely organic. It's 38,000 people is a massive, massive audience. Active watchers is a massive audience. So it's likely driven in part by YouTube's recommendations algorithms. And the reason that YouTube's recommendation algorithms is doing this is that it's so much more aggressive about making recommendations of live streams than it ever used to be. And so, yeah. I'm not drunk. You're right. I'm tipsy. You wanna watch some Isaac? I think I'm gonna watch A Sleepless Idiot. We rated him once before, and his chat was really weird because he had an auto say everything bot going on. But yeah. Sort some mess. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna watch A Sleepless Idiot for a bit. If you guys want to come with me and hang out, you can do this. CPG Raid is the chat. There's the tag. Hop in, say hi. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribes, whatever. He's playing Isaac and I guess talking about a podcast and more. So I appreciate everyone being here, living with my poor quality. I learned a lot. And I hope to catch up with you all on Monday. I'll be back to playing Mario 64 on Monday. I think we'll be able to finish it on Monday. So looking forward to that. Other than that, hope you all have a great night. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.